guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. All this history would begin in the final battle of the Tournament of Power, where the last two warriors would be giving a great battle. They were the Saiyan Son Goku from Universe 7 and the mortal who exceeded all his limits, Jiren. They were giving a battle very close. However, when Son Goku was about to take Jiren off the platform, he collapsed and fell to the ground, leaving Jiren surprised. All this would remain the same until the end of the tournament, where before making the wish to the great god dragon Zarma, the great Daishinkan priest of a powerful and accurate attack will leave the great Zeno-sama on the verge of death, whereas Guardians only observed what happened. All the others would be shocked to witness the betrayal of the great Daishinkan before Zeno-sama. At that moment, the Daishinkan was going to kill everyone. However, the Zeno-sama of the future launched himself to attack him, but Daishinkan would exterminate him with a great attack.
I've been training for this moment. I won't let you ruin my plans, you damn dwarf.
Daishinkan was about to exterminate everyone present. However, the present Zeno-sama would stand up very injured, and with his last reserves of power, he would rise into the air to say the following.
You aim to get away with this. You will soon pay for all this.
In his mind, he would tell Goku and Vegeta,
you are the salvation of this universe, so this will happen again. I'll use a forbidden technique that will allow me to turn back time. You'll keep your powers, and with the passage of time, you will even be able to overcome my power.
Zeno-sama would launch an attack towards Goku and Vegeta, disappearing instantly, while the Guardian Angels would be very amazed, wanting to help Zeno-sama.
Don't move! Absolute paralysis!
Daishinkan approaches Zeno-sama with a cold look.
Great Zeno-sama, your aim is failing. Instead of erasing me, you erased your only friend in the Saiyan Vegeta. You should never have ruled this universe. You are practically a child.
Daishinkan would turn his back on Zeno, whereupon Zeno-sama would quickly stand up.
Total override!
Upon hearing those words, Daishinkan wanted to stop him, but it was too late. The High Priest would have trusted himself. Total cancellation. It's a technique that allows you to cancel everything created and return the years that the bearer wishes. Everything was a restart in the multiverse. Everyone present would forget that event, except for the Dragon Priest, who was furious, realizing that he was in the king's palace from 25 years ago. However, he began to smile.
But if the useless Zeno-sama sacrificed himself, that means that in this age, there shouldn't be a king of everything. Thanks, dwarf. You've made things much easier.
However, without Daishinkan expecting it, someone would have released a great power. Daishinkan noticed the great attack, and at that last moment, he was able to dodge it.
Who the hell are you? Don't you know who I am?
Daishinkan would watch the Guardians.
No one can enter the palace of everything except a high-powered divine being. But what happens to you, great Daishinkan priest? Did you hit your head or something? She is...
At that time, a girl would say, "You two shut up. For me, it's better that you don't remember who I am, so you won't hold back." Daishinkan, without understanding anything, would raise a part of his power by throwing a strong blow, which the girl would stop with one hand. Daishinkan would be astonished since he would have used 60% in his blow. He began to raise all his power in an incredible way, and with her power, she would give him a great blow. And there was no change. That's right, the girl stopped him with one hand, just the same. Daishinkan, without giving up, would deliver a shrapnel of blows, which the girl dodged with no difficulty. Daishinkan was able to land one of her blows that would send her crashing into the palace. The Guardians were shocked.
Great Nemesis-sama.
This one would come out with a big smile. That blow has caused me a little damage.
Queen of everything, are you all right?
Daishinkan, upon hearing what the guard said, would be shocked. He approached and apologized. How boring. The fun is over. Good priest, clean up all the mess. Daishinkan would obey, and he would say to himself,
Zeno-sama was so powerful as to go back in time, and at that same time create a true queen of everything. Hopefully these guardians are easy to dominate so they can betray her. Meanwhile, on a faraway planet, to be more exact on the planet Vegeta, two Saiyans would have been born with surprising power. Surpassing most of the elite warriors on the planet, their parents, King Vegeta and Bardock, would be proud of them. These two Saiyans would say, "What happened? Where do we meet? Why do our bodies feel so small?" Sometime later, the two Saiyans would come out of the incubator machines. Going home, one to their home, the Saiyan Kakarot, with only 1 year of birth, was able to fly just like the Saiyan Vegeta. They knew that they had sealed their power and had to wake him up a little by little and take revenge on Daishinkan. However, 4 years would have passed, where Daishinkan went to the planet of Beerus, god of destruction of the universe 7 Beerus.
What a surprise, Father, that you are in this place. What is offered to you?
I have to talk to the god Beerus.
Oh, I see, of course. Let me wake him up because he's taking a nap.
Whis would wake up Beerus, who would get up very upset.
Who bothers the god of destruction?
However, at that moment he observed Daishinkan begin to tremble.
I'm so sorry. Great Daishinkan-sama, tell me, how can I help you? You have a mission, Beerus. Destroy the planet Vegeta of the Saiyans.
Of course, High Priest. Whatever you order.
Beerus would order the Emperor of Evil Frieza to annihilate the entire Saiyan race.
Of course, great Beerus-sama. Whatever you say.
Meanwhile, on the planet Vegeta, Goku and Vegeta would have noticed that they were gathering all the Saiyans, and they would know what Frieza was up to. Meanwhile, in the atmosphere of the planet, Bardock was fighting against Frieza's army. Frieza, observing how all his warriors fell, he left his ship creating a great supernova, while Bardock would create a spiritual cannon, but it would not be enough. Meanwhile, Goku, who was with Vegeta, observing and feeling the attack, teleported in front of him. Bardock disappearing the attack in one blow, everyone would be surprised, since a child's son would disappear the great attack of the great Frieza. With a simple blow, Goku would take a step forward.
I will not allow you to destroy this Frieza planet.
Goku and Vegeta would go Super Saiyan, causing all the trackers to explode, causing everyone to tremble.
I'll take care of him, Kakarot.
Knowing that Goku's power was no match for Vegeta's, Goku would de-transform.
Go to your last form, damn insect, if you don't want me to kill you in one hit.
Frieza, frightened, would go into his last form, launching himself into the attack. The collision of both was overwhelming. That's right, the clash of their fists made the entire planet of Vegeta tremble. After a few moments in which Vegeta was controlling the entire battle, Frieza, he would have realized that he was not even with his last form was a match for the Vegeta Prince.
In a few years, we'll need you. Meanwhile, in that flower park that you hate so much,
Vegeta would charge a great final blow, throwing it at Frieza, eliminating him, leaving no trace of it at all. All the Saiyans would praise Goku and Vegeta, telling them that they were the Super Saiyans of the legend. Goku would help his father, taking him to a recovery capsule. They would continue training. However, in the Palace of Everything, Daishinkan, it would be said,
damn, how can I make that pair of guards betray that damn? I can see how they are much more afraid and respectful of her than Zeno-sama's dwarf.
Daishinkan would also realize that the Queen Nemesis-sama controlled her power 100% of her, and not only depended on the erase ability, but that she had a strength that surpassed any warrior in any universe.
That stupid queen controls all her power, so it'll be much more difficult for me, because if I attack her, she'll exterminate me in the blink of an eye.
Daishinkan would put on a cold look.
Zeno-sama, you have won a battle but not the war. You have created an authentic queen of everything.
Meanwhile, on the planet Vegeta, everyone was still amazed by the power that both Saiyans showed when they were just children. Time later, the Saiyan Bardock would have recovered from all his injuries and was training. At that moment, Goku would approach.
Father, could you train with me, please? I want to become much more powerful.
Of course not, Kakarot. You're still a child. I could kill you with one blow.
Bardock wouldn't know everything that had happened since he had been knocked unconscious when Frieza fired a supernova at him. However, after insisting so much, Goku managed to convince Bardock, who would agree to train with him.
Okay, Then let's have a friendly father and son fight.
Goku began to raise his power a bit, leaving his father surprised.
Kakarot, I've always wondered how you got so much power.
The fight would begin. Goku was obviously holding back too much, giving him a few blows that would only hurt him a little. 14 years would have passed since the Tournament of Power. They already dominated the Super Saiyan Blue and also 25% of the egotistical doctrine when Goku turned 15. He spoke to his father, telling him everything he had lived, telling him that the moment of the battle of Tournament of Power until the High Priest betrayed them. Bardock would then be surprised by everything said by Kakarot.
Is my son a god? I can't believe it.
That's right, father. Vegeta and I are on par with the gods of destruction, and we could be considered Saiyan gods.
After a few more months, both warriors would have already reached their maximum power as mortals, but nevertheless, Zeno-sama left his power to them, being able to rise from the lowest mortal ground to the highest divine ground, surpassing gods, angels, and kings. However, they were still trained. Meanwhile, in the Palace of Everything, the Queen Nemesis was very bored, so she decided to take a walk through all the universes and doing a review at all. When Nemesis was Universe 7, she felt two extremely powerful keys, which surprised his gods and his angels. Flashback, Goku and Vegeta had teleported to an inhospitable planet so as not to cause damage to the rest of the universe. They had created a barrier so that they could not feel their powers, but the Nemesis was much more powerful and had greater perception to feel the key. This one could feel them. And a flashback. Nemesis would teleport to said planet where she would observe two warriors with silver hair and opposing gray eyes that showed authority. Both Saiyans, noticing her, would stop their training.
Who are you? Can we help you with something?
Who are you, damn insect? Can't you see we're training? We could finish you off with one of our attacks.
Observing that these subjects did not know who she was and spoke to her normally, Nemesis would become interested in them, to which, without giving notice to anyone, she would launch herself at the speed of light, which even Vegeta with perfect Ultra Instinct was not able to dodge an accurate blow that would have given him. Nemesis would have given the Prince of the Saiyans a powerful blow, which would send him flying a few meters. Goku would be surprised by the power of that blow, while the Queen of Everything Nemesis would think that she had killed that warrior because a normal god would have died. I finished with your friend. Now it's your turn. At that moment, Goku would be on guard.
Don't think we're so easy to beat. That attack hasn't managed to exterminate Vegeta.
Vegeta would come out of the rubble at maximum speed, and with surprising power, he would launch himself into the attack. Throwing a blow at him, the Nemesis Queen managed to stop that blow. However, she was surprised. This, she would say to herself, these guys are not normal. With the blow I gave him, I didn't want to kill him, I just knocked him out. But not this guy. Any god, angel, or even my guardians would have been knocked out, but not this warrior. Observing how that woman had stopped his blow with one hand, Vegeta would be surprised. Seeing how in his most powerful form he could stop his attack, Queen Nemesis would raise his power a little by giving him a blow that would leave him unconscious. But the power that he had used, it was absurdly surprising that even she was surprised. Goku, realizing this, would raise all his power to full power Ultra Instinct.
Get ready. I can see that you have great power, so I won't trust myself.
Goku would launch the attack, giving him a bit more of a fight than he vegetates. Nemesis would realize that this warrior was much more powerful than the one he just defeated. Goku, using all his power, however, was not able to give him an accurate blow. Since it hit and dodged, his Ultra Instinct was on another level, being able to even neutralize key collisions.
I don't know who you are, but you are much more powerful than me. But I don't understand why you don't attack me if you wanted to. You would.
You're very strange, but if it is what you want, I hope you support it. Nemesis would teleport in front of Goku, and at this maximum speed gave him a strong blow. He thought he had won. However, at the bottom of the crater, he watches as said warrior stood up once more. Nemesis, seeing the resistance, would ask about this. What is your name? I'd like to know the names of subjects of great power.
My name's Goku, but I'm known as Kakarot. You have been the most powerful rival I have faced, but you lack power.
This is not my full power.
Nemesis would be surprised by what the Saiyan said. This can't be true. How is it possible that a mortal has more power than a god, or even more power than my guardians? At that precise moment, Goku began to raise his power in a surprising way, and raising it rapidly, making everything around him tremble. Nemesis would be shocked to feel how this Saiyan managed to overcome the power of his guardians, destroying a bit of the planet where they were.
Kaioken increased 100 times!
At that moment, everything began to shake. Nemesis was only able to see a red flash, and a second later, she was thrown into a mountain with brutal force. Goku would continue with his attack. However, from one moment to the next, Nemesis stopped one of his blows, or the smile would tell him, "It was a good warm-up. You are the second being that makes me use 25% of all my power." Goku was surprised, since he could not believe that said woman is only using 25% of her power.
Who the hell are you? How do you have such amazing power?
Nemesis increased his power to 30%. With one accurate blow, he would be knocked out. You better not know where my power comes from. Nemesis threw a sphere of ki at Goku and Vegeta, going to the Palace of Everything. Said sphere would enter the body of the Saiyans, curing them of all their injuries. After a few hours, both would realize they were alone. However, Vegeta would be furious, knowing that a woman would have humiliated him like that, and defeating him with a single blow.
Vegeta, that woman must be a super goddess of destruction, since she uses the Kaioken increased 100 times, and that this, she said, only used 25% of her power.
Vegeta would be surprised. However, a voice would resound in the heads of both Saiyans.
You are Goku and Vegeta. You've been reborn with the help of Zeno-sama, since you are the hope of this multiverse.
Goku and Vegeta would be confused and a little surprised by what was said.
I'm the creator of the Super Dragon Spheres, the god Zarma, and I've come to offer you strong training since I can observe in one of my premonitions how this entire multiverse falls into annihilation, and even the queen of all Nemesis is no match for those warriors.
Goku and Vegeta, realizing that the situation was life or death, and knowing they would become much stronger, they would accept. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Nemesis would have returned. The Great Priest, together with his guardians, would have realized that he had a great battle when observing his destroyed clothes. Daishinkan would be shocked to learn that somewhere in the 12 universes, there was such a powerful warrior, capable of hurting Nemesis a little. So Daishinkan would be thoughtful.
If a warrior was able to leave her nemesis like that, I can't imagine what he would do to me. He would pulverize me since using all my power, I wasn't able to even scratch him.
Daishinkan would begin with an arduous training in a special room. On the other hand, in a dimension far removed from the 12 universes, to be more exact, in the world of the immortal gods, there were Goku and Vegeta. However, they did not know anything. They only felt the power of beings of overwhelming ki. At that moment, a subject appeared with an appearance very similar to Piccolo.
I am God Zarma, the one in charge of training you. The great Zeno-sama gave his powers and his life so that you could be saved.
Goku and Vegeta, realizing this subject knew everything that had happened, agreed to go with him. Zarma would tell them everything that had happened in that multiverse on the way.
You guys just fought the new queen of everything, Nemesis.
Goku and Vegeta would be shocked to learn that they had fought the queen of everything.
We have arrived. Now, without beginning the strongest training you've ever had, so get ready, since in this room the kings train at all.
Goku and Vegeta entered said room, but the moment they did, a strong gravity would crush them.
I thought they were stronger. Zeno-sama gave his life for insects like you.
At that moment, a subject would come out.
Long time no see, Kakarot and Prince Vegeta.
Goku and Vegeta couldn't tell who he was since this guy had a mask.
I see you have grown quite a lot, Vegeta.
The Saiyan Prince would recognize that voice.
Father, what are you doing here? Weren't you on the Vegeta planet?
Zarma would get into the conversation.
Your father is indeed on the planet Vegeta.
But this Vegeta King is a dimensional warrior. But there was a failure in this time after the death of Zeno-sama. Some powerful warriors have returned. Among them two are the most dangerous and are the evil counterparts. One is Dark Vegeta, who in his timeline murdered all the gods, but was sealed by Zeno-sama, while evil Goku was in his timeline, did the same. Both met in said dimensions and became death companions, becoming stronger and stronger. Zeno-sama doesn't erase things, he just seals them in dimensional portal, and if Zeno-sama from any timeline dies, everything that was once sealed will return, and no one can prevent that. So those two guys are loose from the multiverse. To my knowledge, not even Nemesis can stop them.
That's right. That's why we train to be rivals for that guy.
Goku and Vegeta, upon hearing that the new villains were themselves, were surprised.
If it's to protect the 12 universes that Zeno-sama commissioned us, we'll do it. If the Kakarot insect thinks it'll come back stronger, I won't be left behind.
At that time, all the warriors would begin training in said room. Meanwhile, outside that place, in Universe 7, King Cold would have arrived in search of revenge. Flashback, one of Frieza's soldiers was able to survive, and he communicated with King Cold, informing him that some Saiyans that changed their hair color defeated Frieza. King Cold would arrive at planet Vegeta, destroying everything in his path. At that moment, King Vegeta and Bardock would face King Cold.
Who were the bastards that killed my son? He was the Prince of the Saiyans, my son.
Furious King Cold would launch the attack, to which both Saiyans would begin to have a great battle against. King Cold would launch the attack, to which both Saiyans would begin to have a great battle against King Cold. After a couple of moments, the three subjects were injured.
This is not all my power. That's right, I can transform too.
King Cold would go into his last form using 50% of all his power, beating both warriors, leaving them very badly injured. However, from one moment to another that both got rid of their attacks, they transformed into Super Saiyan. Since their children had told them how to do it, the three warriors started again with a great fight, where the Saiyans would be putting King Cold in trouble. That's right, King Cold would use all his power beginning on par again.
The Saiyan race is the most powerful in the entire universe. Receive this spiritual cannon!
King Vegeta would not be left behind, also carrying a powerful attack in the palm of his hands. At that moment, King Cold would try to stop that great attack, but it was impossible. This was reduced to atoms. The two Saiyans would fall very injured to the ground and de-transformed. Both were reaching in recovery capsules. Meanwhile, in the palace of the Queen of Everything was the Queen Nemesis, thinking about the Saiyan's son Goku that made him use 25% of all his power. She wondered, could it be that the warrior has become much more powerful than the last time? She would decide to go look for him to ask him for another fight. Since she had so much fun, she left the king's palace completely going to look for him. However, Daishinkan found himself in a room to be able to exceed his limits and be able to kill the Queen of Everything, Nemesis. On the other hand, the Queen of Everything had arrived on the planet Vegeta. Do two Saiyans with silver hair like their eyes live on this planet? The only ones who knew about this power were King Vegeta and Bardock, since his sons had told them everything that had happened. They knew that this girl was looking for them.
Why are you looking for those Saiyans?
You look like them. Are you their parents? Both Saiyans would affirm what the Queen said completely. Now, tell me, where are both Saiyans? Both Saiyans would refuse to answer. The Queen of Everything, Nemesis, would start to rage. If you don't tell me where the Saiyans are, I swear I will kill them and destroy this entire universe. Nemesis would be expelling a great power because the Saiyans refused to tell them where the Saiyans were. Meanwhile, on the planet of the destroyer god Beerus, Whis would have awakened Beerus from his deep sleep.
Whis, if you woke me up for some stupid thing, I will destroy at least a solar system.
Sir Beerus, the Queen of Everything, Nemesis-sama, is in our universe. To be more exact, is in the planet Vegeta of the Saiyans.
Beerus would be shocked.
What did you just say, Whis? Is the Queen of Everything found in our humble universe? Let's go right away in case those damn monkeys make her angry and destroy this whole universe.
Beerus and Whis would leave at full speed to the planet of the Saiyans. However, when they arrived, they only observed how everything was being destroyed little by little, where the King Vegeta and Bardock observed Beerus. He was glad.
Sir Beerus, please help us.
Upon hearing that name, Nemesis would turn to see him. At that moment, Beerus would bow, and the Vegeta King, together with Bardock, would be surprised to see how the destroyer god of this universe had so much respect for that girl. They were terrified to hear that Beerus would say,
"It gives me an honor to have her in our humble universe, queen of everything Nemesis-sama."
Everyone would still tremble at what this one would have said. "Destroyer God Beerus, I'm looking for 2 Saiyans that made me use 25% of all my power." Beerus and Whis, upon hearing this, would be shocked, since they couldn't believe how some Saiyans made the queen use so much power.
"I don't think that's possible."
"Don't you believe my word?" At that moment, Beerus would be speechless with terror. "It is very difficult to believe that a mortal surpasses the power of a god of destruction, much less that mortals have surpassed the powers of an angel and being on par with 25% of all their power. If those Saiyans do not arrive in 24 hours, I'll destroy this entire universe, including you, Beerus." Everyone started looking for both Saiyans.
"What do I do now, Whis?
I don't think I'll find anyone who makes Nemesis-sama use 25% of her full power." After 24 hours, where Nemesis would return to the planet Vegeta, and when he observed that the Saiyans were not there, he would have become enraged. "I gave them 24 hours to find them, so now I have no other option but to exterminate them." Beerus and everyone would ask for mercy for their life. However, the Queen of Everything, Nemesis, would charge a large sphere of ki with the ability to erase. Just as about that large attack was about to hit, all 2 silhouettes would appear in front of that attack, disintegrating it. Nemesis would not understand what had happened. Without giving it much importance, it would reload and attack with much more power, to which the same thing would happen, and a voice would be heard.
"So you want to destroy my planet, Nemesis? Then I won't let you!"
Flashback, Goku and Vegeta would continue training. At that moment, a signal would reach Zarma, stopping the training. Something bad happens in Universe 7. The Queen of Everything, Nemesis, is on the planet Vegeta and wants to fight, and is about to destroy the planet. Goku, feeling the power of that attack, will teleport next to Vegeta, appearing in front of that great attack. Everyone was surprised at how she had stopped that attack. Even Beerus and Whis couldn't move due to the pressure of their ki. Goku would return to see Nemesis with a Nemesis look that would make her shudder a bit, and would say, "What is this feeling? My body says I'm in danger." However, this, without following much of her instincts, would raise her power a bit. "I am the Queen of Everything, and I can delete what I want."
"You can erase planets and universes, but let's see if you can erase a person."
At that moment, Goku would go on the attack at a flashing speed. Compared to the first time, this time the Nemesis Queen could not see anything. She only felt a powerful blow that would send her to the ground. Beerus and Whis were amazed at just being able to observe as the Queen of Everything would fall from a strong blow to the floor. "What the hell? I was not able to see anything." Nemesis would raise her power to 25% again and would attack the Saiyan. However, she would realize that she was being mocked, since the Saiyan only dodged and blocked the same blows without any difficulty. Nemesis, realizing this, would raise her power to 50%, giving him a big blow to the face. The Saiyan would return with it and a smile.
"That punch only tickled me."
Goku would launch a powerful kick that not even with 50% of her would be able to stop. She would fall at the feet of Beerus and Whis. They would try to help her. Annoying Nemesis would increase her power to 90%, making everything shake around her. "I did not expect you to become so powerful in this short time, but now I will show you a power that you will never be able to reach."
"Are you sure, Nemesis? I'm only using 45% of all my power."
Everyone present would be in shock. Furious Nemesis would go on the attack. However, there was nothing to do. The Saiyan Son Goku had surpassed her by a lot. And on the other hand, in a very distant place, there were 2 Saiyans destroying planets and becoming more powerful. One of them would stop and observe the infinite universe.
"We've been hiding for a long time. It's time for the gods of this world to fall. I can feel an immense power millions of kilometers from here." Calm down, Kakarot. We must know the power of all.
At that moment, they felt the clash of fists that destroyed everything, and they could get to where they were. Returning to the battlefield, the queen of all Nemesis was very injured. Furious, Nemesis, with the intention of killing, she would launch an attack with her erase ability. Goku would respond with a similar attack. This is impossible! I'm the only one with the ability to erase! Goku, at the moment of being able to explain everything, Daishinkan would arrive.
So you dirty mortals were reborn. You don't know what awaits you. I will make you suffer until I ask you to kill you.
Whis would have already cured the Queen of Everything Nemesis. What the hell is going on here? What is this all about?
You are nothing more than a simple copy of Zeno-sama. You're not the true Queen of Everything. Only I deserve the title of King.
Furious, Nemesis would attack, where Daishinkan would parry his blow with one hand.
Now you are not a match for me.
Daishinkan, with a strong blow, would leave her lying on the floor. Goku was preparing to attack. However, the Saiyan Prince would go ahead of him, going to Perfect Ultra Instinct, throwing a big blow at Daishinkan, who was not able to observe said attack.
I see you're much more powerful than that stupid queen.
Daishinkan would raise all his power, making the entire multiverse tremble. The power that he realized was absurdly incredible, and at that moment, two lightning bolts began to clash their fists. Said battle would define the future of the entire multiverse. It could not be observed who would be the winner since both warriors were equal. Meanwhile, Goku would be with the Nemesis Queen, giving her a little bit of his power so that she can recover. At that moment, she opened her eyes. She would blush when she observed how the Saiyan had her in his arms. Meanwhile, Daishinkan would have taken the lead in the battle, giving Vegeta a few good blows that would fall badly injured. Goku observing this.
I see you've been training, but even so, you can't beat me. I'll exterminate you!
Goku would release immense power. Goku would go full power Ultra Instinct. Goku would launch into the first attack, beating the High Priest. That would have been fighting for a few hours. At one point in the battle, both would walk away.
You have raised your powers a lot, but I'm only using 65% of all my power.
Daishinkan would raise all the power of him, making everything around him tremble, and a few planets would be destroyed, making everything around him shake.
Well, I'm not using all my power either.
Goku begins to raise his power quickly, and his hair would grow to his waist. His appearance was imposing. All the universes would shake when feeling such power. The Queen of Everything Nemesis is surprised. So that is the true power of Son Goku. Whis and Beerus would be scared and could not move. Goku, at the end of his transformation, would have reached the powerful Ultra Instinct Phase 3. Everyone present could not believe such power. Whis and Beerus could not feel the power of Son Goku, but his terrible pressure, Goku would give Daishinkan a shrapnel of blows that would leave him lying on the ground, and he would charge a powerful Kamehameha that would make him ashes. Leaving no dust from the Great Priest, Whis would cure everyone, knowing that his father wanted to exterminate them and rule all the universes, while Goku and Vegeta would tell everything that happened to Beerus. Whis and the Queen of Everything Nemesis, everyone was surprised by what those Saiyans. I understand why I was taken from my original palace. Everyone wouldn't understand what she would say. I'm not from this multiverse. I don't remember what multiverse I'm from. At that moment, a voice would rumble through the place.
They are Goku and Vegeta. They must be attentive since soon their evil parts will arrive. King Vegeta is about to help them, but they must survive.
Goku and Vegeta told him that the god Zarma had told them about the death of a king of everything, and that two evil parts of themselves returned to them. From one moment to the next, a sinister power would appear, and two red eyes would they soon come to see.
So you are our good parts.
Everyone would be watching the two new enemies.
What do you want here? And what do you want? The only thing we want is to become the more powerful and exterminate all living beings in all 12 universes. We won't let you, damn insects!
Both Saiyans would go full power Ultra Instincts, however their counterparts would laugh.
What a power so low that your damn worms, they won't even serve to warm up!
Goku would launch himself against Dark Vegeta, while Vegeta against Dark Goku. Everyone would be having a close battle, where both Saiyans would go Super Saiyan Rose, balancing the battle much more by giving themselves some good blows. The Queen of Everything wanted to do something, but no idea had enough power to do it. Whis and Beerus could not even move. At that moment, Dark Vegeta, observing this, would launch a very powerful sphere of energy. Goku would try to teleport to stop it, however, Dark Vegeta will not allow it. At that moment, the Queen would completely face that great attack using the erase power that was greater than hers. The attack would hit her squarely, causing a great explosion. Furious, Goku managed to raise his power much more, giving Vegeta a great blow that almost knocked him out. Going to help Nemesis, Goku would take her with Whis and create a field of energy for it to move.
Leave this place. Go to the Kingdom of Everything and put barriers so that no one can enter.
Whis would obey and they would leave. Goku and Vegeta would be in trouble, where their counterparts would charge a final glow and a Kamehameha. Goku and Vegeta would try to counter them with the same technique, but the power of their enemies far exceeded them. The attack was about to collide with Goku and Vegeta. Both Saiyans launched their maximum attacks at him, where Goku and Vegeta could no longer do anything to return them. The attack would collide with Goku and Vegeta, leaving them very injured and on the brink of death. Dark Goku and Dark Vegeta charged their attacks again to eliminate them in one go, once and for all. However, a subject would save them just before dying. Returning to the Kingdom of Everything, Nemesis Queen would be furious at not being able to do anything against those subjects. Beerus would be unable to move, knowing that they existed two warriors that not even the Queen herself was fully capable of defeating. The Queen Nemesis would be talking to Whis about everything that happened, where Nemesis would decide to train to overcome her powers, since she was a prodigy and her ability to increase in power was unreal. Returning with Goku and Vegeta, they would be very badly injured until a subject would heal them, and after a while they would wake up and observe a strange subject.
What has happened? Where do we meet? What happened to those bastards? Why did you save us? Who are you?
I'm the King of Everything of the Multiverse 5 Savatar. I have observed everything that happened with those two subjects, and I also observe great potential in you, and also the power of a King of Everything. Goku would begin to explain how he had the power of a king until the part where they fought with their evil counterparts. Savatar would understand everything that happened. I will train you. Goku and Vegeta were excited, where they began with the training. With the King of Everything Savatar, meanwhile in the Kingdom of Everything, there were some celestial barriers that did not allow any subject with a bad intention to enter, so they would be at accept. However, Dark Goku and Vegeta were wreaking havoc throughout the universes, killing every destroyer god and their guardian angel.
Curse Vegeta, there is no powerful subject that can make me have fun. Calm down, Kakarot. Remember that the Queen of Everything and the deities of Universe 7 were able to flee. At that moment, they must become much more powerful.
Both Saiyans would go to the Kingdom of Everything, where when they wanted to enter, it was impossible for them.
They cannot be there forever. Some point they must leave, and at that moment, it'll be their death.
Both Saiyans would leave the kingdom completely. Whis and Beerus would be scared. Meanwhile, in a very different dimension, the Queen of Everything Nemesis would be having a rigorous training to be able to increase her powers and be useful in this multiversal battle that is about to begin. Meanwhile, with Goku and Vegeta, these also having the most difficult training they had to with the King of Everything Savatar. And after a few days training, Savatar would approach and seriously tell them, "Now I want you to raise your power to the maximum." Both Saiyans would raise their power to the maximum. Both Saiyans got a transformation called the Super Saiyan Silver. Their power exceeded by dozens of times the power of the Ultra Instinct dominated. They began to train and transformation so that it did not have so much energy wear. Returning with Dark Goku and Dark Vegeta, they would find themselves furious, returning to the Kingdom of Everything and raising a large part of their power, reaching Super Saiyan Rose Phase 3. Those with their most powerful techniques would tear said barriers to pieces and began to massacre those that are in that place. However, from one moment to the next, they felt an immense power, and it was nothing more than the Queen of Everything who had finished her training. This would raise her power to the maximum. I'll pay them back for the humiliation they put me through. And just a few seconds later, she had given Dark Vegeta countless blows, leaving him on the ground spitting blood and very badly injured. Dark Goku, observing and feeling such monstrous power, he would raise his power to the maximum, giving himself a great battle. However, it was not enough before the Furious Queen, who wanted to destroy everything. Nemesis would charge a great attack with the ability to erase. However, seconds before the attack hits both Saiyans, they would have emerged, bringing Dark Vegeta being able to stop such a monstrous attack with a bit of difficulty. Dark Vegeta would stare at her.
You should call yourself a queen of everything, since you don't compare yourself to the power of the kings of our world. We didn't think we would have to merge to defeat you.
In a few milliseconds, Dark Vegeta would give her a powerful blow that would knock her to the ground, making her spit blood. Nemesis would not stay like that and would launch herself into attack again, being in vain. Dark Vegeta's power had surpassed her by far, returning with the King of Everything Savatar and the Saiyans. They already had managed to master their new transformation.
They have achieved great power, but even so, they should not underestimate their enemies, since when he was about to die, he merged, and now not even the Nemesis himself is a match for that subject. I would teleport them to that place. Good luck.
Goku and Vegeta would arrive at the battlefield, watching Beerus and Whis on the verge of death, while Nemesis was very injured but kept fighting. You will not defeat me! I'm the queen of everything in this multiverse! Goku would give some of his powers to the deities of Universe 7 for them to recover. However, when he was about to go help Nemesis, she would fall to the ground on the brink of death, where Whis would go to rescue her. Goku and Vegeta would return to see Dark Vegeta with a cold look.
Are they angry? I don't know how they managed to survive, but the result will be the same.
If we really wanted to win, we have no choice but to bring Gogeta. Vegeta, with real anger, would accept, knowing that separately they would not be rivals for the warrior Dark Vegeta, realizing that they were going to try stop them. However, in front of them, they would put Whis and Beerus and Nemesis to give them time what they needed. We won't be able to stop him for that long, so hurry up! Goku and Vegeta would do fusion steps, and a light would illuminate the entire multiverse, making it also shudder. That's right, Gogeta had appeared on the battlefield, becoming Super Saiyan Blue, where Gogeta at super speed gave him a great blow to Dark Vegeta that would take him away from all of them. Thanks for the time you've given me. Now don't worry, I'll take care of the rest. Gogeta and Dark Vegeta began with a great battle. In the sky, only lightning would be witnessed, and how the dimensions cracked due to the power of these two. It's incredible! I'm a queen of everything, but even so, I can't see anything at all. From one moment to the next, both warriors would walk away, and with serious look, they would observe each other.
It's time to fight seriously. I'm bored of you.
I'm saying the same. The warm-up is over. Hope you're ready. Dark Vegeta would go to Super Saiyan Rose Phase 3, where Vegeta would go full power Ultra Instinct. Both would be giving a great battle. However, one had the advantage was Dark Vegeta, staring to give him some good blows.
They have been the most powerful rival I've faced, but they're not capable of defeating me.
This would launch a final Kamehameha. Said power made everything around him tremble. Gogeta, upon feeling such a monstrous power, would pass to the Super Saiyan Silver and making the attack disappear with a simple shout. But Vegeta would be surprised. I didn't want to use this transformation, but the dark part of me has come to an end. You have ended the life of this entire multiverse. I hope you're ready to die. Gogeta began to give him a shrapnel of blows that Dark Vegeta was not able to see anything. That's right, Dark Vegeta knew that his death was approaching.
Please forgive my life. You will not know much about me in this multiverse, and I swear,
I can't do that. You've done too much damage to everyone in this multiverse and other multiverses. I can't leave you alive. Receive this, Heavenly Punisher of Souls! Dark Vegeta began to disintegrate when said attack made contact with him. Gogeta would detransform since his entire body was in pieces by not mastering all that power. The Queen of Everything Nemesis and Whis would approach him to help him recover his energies. How did you get such power? When Goku and Vegeta merge, the power I get is incredible.
You really should be called the Saiyan gods.
After a certain time, Gogeta would be defused, returning Goku and Vegeta.
I want to train with you to become the three much more powerful.
What no one knew is that a being of much greater power than the 6 kings altogether was watching them.
So, those 2 Saiyans are the saviors of that multiverse. How interesting. Let's see what he does with this.
Said being spread a large amount of negative energy through the 6 multiverses. That's right. Each being of each multiverse was prey to incredible negative energy. The most affected were the kings of everything. However, when said negative energy was reaching the multiverse 4, that it was of the Nemesis, Goku and Vegeta realized, being able to neutralize said power, making Nemesis not be affected. For all the other multiverses, the kings of everything had a mission and objective of assassinating Son Goku and Vegeta, since they saw them as a potential threat.
Damn, this power is from the King of Slaughter. I must do something before he completely dominates me.
Savatar would communicate telepathically with Goku and Vegeta.
Goku, Vegeta,
the King of Slaughter had released his negative energy throughout the universe. Every being has...
What's wrong, Savatar-sama? What happened?
At that time, the calm heart of Savatar had come from absolute evil.
I will kill you damn monkeys! They don't know who they're messing with. Each king of the whole has enough power to tear them to pieces. Get ready.
Goku and Vegeta were surprised to realize the sudden change that the King of Everything Savatar had with them.
What the hell? Who the hell is the King of Slaughter?
I don't know, Kakarot, but what I'm sure of is that we must become very powerful. Because if that thing is capable of controlling the King of Everything, his power must be immense.
What happened, Goku? Vegeta? All good? Do you remember the negative energy from a few days ago? Because said energy has been responsible for the King of Everything being filled with incredible dark power, wanting to kill me and Vegeta.
Nemesis would be a bit surprised by everything said by Goku, where she would gather all the designs of the destruction together with her angels.
I have gathered you here today so that you are prepared because a large-scale dark energy is approaching us, and we do not know its origin. That's right. Now the enemy is much more powerful than even Dark Goku and Dark Vegeta, being able to eliminate them with a single click if he wishes.
All the gods were surprised because these with their maximum powers were not rivals for Dark Goku or Vegeta. They would all return to their multiverses. However, they were all very worried about what was going to happen.
Vegeta, we must become even more powerful. We must break the Super Saiyan Silver barrier and exceed the level of a King of Everything.
Goku and Vegeta would start with a new training together with the Queen of Everything, Nemesis. All of these were waiting to break all their limits. However, from a dimension from the Kingdom of Everything, a powerful tremor would feel the dimension. The dimension would have broken.
Whose majestic power is it? I can't believe it has gotten incredible power.
The power of that guy is something that even Gogeta couldn't do anything against him. Damn it. Now who the hell is it?
The entire palace began to shake, where an incredible power pressure would be present.
Don't you remember me, little sister?
That voice, is it you, Shiro?
Goku would be surprised because of what the subject said amid a surprising murder as Sora.
What? That brother of the Queen of Everything, Nemesis?
I'm surprised you're with these 2 Saiyan men. From what I remember, you're the queen who hated men.
I don't remember what you're talking about. I came to this multiverse about 50 years ago because of a wish.
I see. That's why you have that pathetic power. You're not the Nemesis I remember.
I don't know what you're doing in this place, but if it's just to make fun of us, you can leave.
Don't talk nonsense, Nemesis. I haven't seen you for millions of years. Of course I won't leave. Besides, I want you to awaken your true power and accept for once and for all the demonic blood that runs through your being.
Now I remember. We are the Yagami family, the gifted demons.
That's right, little sister. And you always decided to turn your back on us and reject your blood.
I'm not interested. That power's disgusting.
If you manage to control it, of course it's not. Then look at me.
I will train with you, and if I change my mind, I will. Goku would get into the conversation. Will you also train with us? Ha ha ha! I see that you have enough guts to go towards me with that naturalness. Shiro would begin to spread his power throughout the Kingdom of Everything, where he would leave Goku and Vegeta motionless. What the hell? I can't move! The pressure this guy exerts is incredible!
Hell, Kakarot, you never measure your words. Now because of you, we're even in bigger trouble.
Goku would create a small sphere of ki to cut himself and be able to move freely. Vegeta, when observing what Goku had done, would do the same. Wow, so you defeated fear with pain. This seems very interesting to me. Tomorrow, I'll train only with you two Saiyans. Aren't you going to train with me? I've changed my mind. I'm only going to train with this pair of Saiyans. I'll make them suffer in life. No, you want to kill them! I have always wanted to comply with your whims, and I listen to you for being my little sister. But this time it will not be like that. I'll train with these Saiyans, and it's the last word. Shiro would leave through the portal of the Kingdom of Everything, returning to his dimension. This would be said. It's correct. We are the prodigal demons. But against the renegade gods, we cannot do anything. Wait a little longer, Mom. I swear, I'll save you and annihilate all that damned in that universe. Returning to the Kingdom of Everything, the Queen of Everything Nemesis was a little scared because she had now never seen her brother Shiro like this.
Is Nemesis-sama all right?
What are you up to, Shiro? You've never been like this. We'll be able to train with that subject of great power. I can't believe it. We'll become extremely powerful.
That's right, Kakarot. If only his pressure was able to almost kill us. Can't believe if we trained together with that guy.
No, you mustn't leave this place. If you stay tomorrow, it'll be your death. My brother has never behaved like that. I don't know what happens to him. Don't worry, Nemesis. Maybe he just wants to increase his powers like us. Goku and Vegeta would not give so much importance to the matter. Meanwhile, in a very distant place, to be more exact, in Multiple Verse 5, was the king of everything Savatar, who was the most corrupt since he had taken affection for Goku and Vegeta, making all that affection turn into hatred and thirst for revenge.
I can't wait any longer. I have to exterminate those damn Saiyans.
Savatar was preparing to end the lives of both Saiyans. Returning to the Multiverse 4, they were already all in the Kingdom of Everything, and as the day passed, Shiro would arrive again.
I hope you have rested well, because from today your torture begins.
We're ready for any training.
Okay, so I want you to raise all your power to the maximum and fight against me.
Are you sure he wants us to attack him at the same time?
That's right. They won't be able to do anything against me. I'll only use one arm. Do not underestimate us, damned insect. Make sure you regret your words.
Goku and Vegeta began to increase their powers in a surprising way. The whole kingdom trembled from the power that both Saiyans gave off.
It's correct. The power of these warriors is not normal, and in one of them I could feel the essence of a king of everything.
Both Saiyans passed the Super Saiyan Silver, launching the attack, but what Shiro had said was true, since he was fighting with both warriors with only one arm. This isn't possible! How can he stop both of us with one arm? This is a damn joke.
This power of this being is incredible. I can't believe it.
What happened? What was the most powerful beings in this universe? Goku and Vegeta would continue to attack, however, without warning, both Saiyans received an infinity of blows that they did not know where they had come from. Shiro showed a bit of his incredible speed. It's incredible! I can't see anything! I don't know what the hell's happening. At that moment, she could see how both Saiyans fell, creating a huge crater. I was able to measure his maximum powers. It's not bad at all, Shiro would say to himself. They must increase their powers much more since those gods have a power similar to mine, or even the power of some of them is much more powerful. You have amazing power. Training with you will become much more powerful. That's right, but you won't train with that power. Receive this power, prison. A sphere came out of Shiro's palm, collided with Goku and Vegeta. His power had been 90% sealed.
What the hell? How do you want us to train if now we can't even move?
It's my training method. You'll thank me later. But first, you must master all your base power. Shiro began to teach them. What they did not know was that a powerful warrior was rapidly approaching this entire multiverse. A few days had already passed where Shiro was a little irritated. It'd be said, "Training out of here will be much longer. It'll be better to train in the demonic room." Shiro, with the change of place, would take Goku and Vegeta to said room. That's right, both Saiyans fell to the ground when they entered, not having the power. Here we'll continue the training. Inside of this dimension, only 2 days have passed, while 40 years have passed inside here. The Saiyans were surprised. The difference in time was brutal. They began to train in a very efficient way since their power was overflowing. At that moment, both had reached incredible power. When they were about to leave said place, Shiro would return them to see with a smile. They have become very powerful. It's time to give them something back. Power prison release! The power of both that sealed them returned, but it was different, since they felt how all their key veins were going to explode from so much power until they managed to dominate it. I sealed 90% of all their power, so that they raise all that power again, since being so powerful their Zenkais were no longer so incredible. And now when they gave them back their power, this is the result. Both Saiyans were exploding with power. These would come out of the demonic dimension. The three would feel like a warrior was about to reach the kingdom of everything. I recognize that key as the king of everything, the Multiverse 5 Savatar. That's right, Insect. But do you remember that an evil energy had infected him? That's right, since the key that it gives off is pure evil. The three warriors would change places in the kingdom altogether. After a few hours, the subject would arrive screaming, "Goku and Vegeta, today will be the day of your death!" Savatar would charge a large lightning attack by launching it at him. However, at that moment, Goku would stop that attack. I know that you're not the Savatar that saved our lives, so the only way is death. That's right, and it was the worst mistake that day. I should have let them die, damn Saiyans. I swear we'll look for the person responsible for this and annihilate him. Don't worry, Savatar. Goku had pierced the chest with a powerful blow, making the king completely perish. Or that was what he thought. Since he tried to move his arm from Savatar's body, he could not. But what the hell's going on? Why can't I get my arm out of his body? The body of the king of everything, Savatar, was disappearing. Even from that, Vegeta flew at maximum speed to try to save Kakarot. But at that moment, the three teleported. Damn, I can't believe it. If it's not for one reason, it's for another, but those Saiyans always get into trouble. Shiro began to fly at an incredible speed throughout the multiverse to try to feel the key of Goku and Vegeta. Meanwhile, in a very dark place, a voice would rumble. So, they have fallen into my trap. I can finally keep the powers of the Omega Saiyan gods. Who are you? And what are you talking about? That doesn't interest you. Only that today will be your death. Rather, you should feel lucky, since you will always live in me. Don't say stupid. Vegeta was not able to finish that sentence because Zachari suddenly went through him with an attack. But this attack was special. That's right, it was to extract the soul and power of its carrier. Goku went to Super Saiyan Phase 4 Heavenly. Both Super Saiyans were training merged to recover their tails, and with this new transformation, Goku launched the attack. But his power was still not enough to face that guy, who was having a strong blow almost knock him out of combat. When this being finished absorbing all the power of Vegeta, he would have launched the same technique at Goku, who used the Kaioken increased 200 times, making Shiro feel his power. Shiro would use the dimension change, arriving in the second, and with his demonic eye, he was able to observe the technique in detail. He let it absorb Goku. Now, if I have seized the supreme power, no one will be a match for me. However, Shiro would throw a powerful blow at him. Who are you? Why did you absorb both Saiyans? I'm the king of slaughter, the great Zachari, and seeing your great power, I will absorb it. Shiro wanted him to use the same technique to get the power of Goku and Vegeta. Zachari fell into his trap. Spiritual debator! Shiro at that moment would scream, leaving Zachari surprised. Spiritual devastator! Both attacks were colliding, and no clear winner could be seen.
Shiro had been able to counteract the spiritual devourer of Zachari, being able to take out the souls of Goku and Vegeta. Nevertheless, the soul of Vegeta had been the most affected when being corrupted by negative energy. Nevertheless, Vegeta and Goku in that moment would fall out of combat. In that moment, furious Zachari would raise a great part of all his destructive power, making collapse the dimension where all they were.
I do not care who you are, and this place will be your cursed tomb. You are very wrong, simple worm. I am the demon Shiro, the legendary being of the Crimson Eyes. Stop talking nonsense. The name of that demon was heard thousands of years ago from the last time, so don't believe anything of what you say. Now, I will keep his powers.
Zachari at that moment would pounce against Shiro, but to his surprise, Shiro dodged each of his blows, making that Zachari was very hurt by the power of the blows of Shiro. That's right, Zachari was a being which surpassed the power of a king of everything, and possessed a resistance that not any being was able to hurt him. But this was not a problem for Shiro, since the power of his fists was thousands of times greater than the resistance of a king of everything, ordinary and common.
I hope you're ready to die. You have an incredible power, but if I go to the other world, I won't go alone. I will take each one of you damned ones.
Zachari in that moment would increase a great part of his power, but his body had lost a little speed. In that moment, Shiro, at the speed of lightning, would be able to grant him thousands of blows, making Zachari split a great quantity of blood. That's right, meanwhile outside the dimension, Nemesis was very worried about knowing anything about Goku, Vegeta, and his brother. However, at that moment, a portal would open in the realm of the whole, from which Shiro would come out carrying both warriors.
Boys, are you alright? I thought something bad had happened to you.
Something bad did happen to us, but that pathetic god was too weak to face me, the supreme demon.
At that moment, everyone would place Vegeta and Goku in a recovery machine. However, Vegeta's machine possessed a special essence, since his mind and heart had been affected by the being inside a being with 100% negative energy.
How long will they stay in that state? I don't like to see them like this.
Don't worry, sis. They'll be fine. In a few hours, they'll recover completely. For Son Goku, I'm 100% sure that he'll wake up today. For Vegeta, it might take him 2 more days.
I trust you, brother. I hope nothing bad will happen to him.
Shiro at that moment would form a portal leading to his dimension, to devise the perfect plan to finish once and for all the most powerful negative god. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, 8 hours already passed since both Saiyans had entered the recovery capsules, and at that moment, Goku would be the first to wake up, destroying the capsule.
I'm already healed, so Shiro-sama was able to defeat that guy. Goku, I thought something happened to you. Tell me, what happened to you?
Goku would tell him everything that had happened until Shiro was able to duplicate his technique and they were unconscious. Goku at that moment would approach Vegeta's capsule, staring at it.
Prince Vegeta, I trust you. The most powerful Saiyan can't die in such a pathetic situation like this. Goku, I don't want something like this to happen again. I know you're much more powerful than me now, but let's train. Sure, Nemesis, if that's what you want, we'll do it.
However, when Goku was part of Sakurai's body, he had received some of his essence and power, but having a much more healthy mentality than Vegeta's, and his heart being clean of evil, he would only be able to control all that power because when Goku and Nemesis were going to face each other, Goku would begin to release a power far beyond his limits. Even the whole Kingdom of Everything would shudder because of such bestial power. Goku's body was releasing an extremely abominable power. Even all the universes were trembling for such majestic power. However, at that precise moment, Vegeta's recovery capsule would explode, beginning to release a gigantic purple aura and destroying everything in its path. Nemesis at that moment would try to approach Goku, however the power it released would not allow it. At the moment it would approach Vegeta, Shiro would strongly grab it.
Are you an idiot? The destructive energy of this releasing is incredible. They are capable of destroying you without any difficulty. Their power is incredible. I hope they master all that power to put an end to all of this today.
After all the disaster that both of them had caused all over the 12 universes, they were able to control their auras.
I'll not allow this power to control me. I'm the protector of all the universes. I'll not fail Zeno-sama. I'll not stay behind the inside of Kakarot. I'm also capable of dominating all this power and make it form for me.
At that moment, all the 12 universes would return to normality, and likewise the castle. At that moment, we can observe Goku and Vegeta, which had returned to their initial doctrines. But this time, the power released was extremely incredible. That's right, Goku and Vegeta had taken the power of their doctrines to a level beyond a king, and they were able to dominate it to such an extent that they only needed their initial state to be able to store much more power.
Goku, Vegeta, do you control all your power? Of course. And the power of that damn Zachary is totally ours. Do you feel ready to put an end to evil? And to put an end to the most powerful demon god who is the father of Nemesis and me?
I'll do whatever it takes to protect Nemesis and all the 12 universes.
At that moment, all the gods and angels would come to the realm of the whole because they had felt such bestial power. At that moment, Nemesis would step forward.
Gods, angels, and all divine beings of high or low power, Goku and Vegeta need our powers to put an end to the evil one, once and for all.
We're ready for any order, Nemesis-sama. Thank you for your support, gods. Today will be the day that good will triumph, and if not, will be remembered as legends. Let us take to victory, kings of all.
Angelic technique, keychains, divine connection.
At that moment, thousands of threads in the form of rays were connected by each one of the gods, angels, and even the queen of everything herself, Nemesis.
I do not have the necessary power to accompany you, but I will give you every drop of my power.
At that moment, all the bestial power would enter the bodies of Goku and Vegeta, which seemed to explode with so much power.
Master, we don't know how long this power will last, so let's go immediately.
Three-dimensional change, demonic connection.
At that moment, all the warriors would arrive to a place which seemed like the same Crimson Purgatory, since no being would be able to live in that place. From one moment to another, a voice would resound throughout the place, being able to observe a tall being with the appearance of a man.
Is he the most powerful demon king? He looks like a simple human being.
At that moment, Goku would be sent to fly hundreds of thousands of kilometers all over that place. That's right, the supreme demon god named Akura had an amazing power. So much so that none of the three warriors were able to observe the blow that Akura had given to Goku.
But how the hell was he able to do that? This is something amazing. His power, I can't believe it. This is the true power of a supreme level demon. So prepare yourself. After millions of years, I see you again, my son, and it seems that you want to continue with this miserable revenge. Miserable? Damn you! You absorbed the essence of my mother and my other siblings to possess the power you have now. It was never my intention to kill them, but it was collateral damage, since the most important thing in this multiverse is power.
Shiro and Vegeta at that moment would throw themselves against Akura, beginning to exchange blows at a great speed, while Goku would begin to charge a sneak attack with his maximum power. That's right, the key that Goku was concentrating was even capable of making all the dimensions rumble, even reaching the realm of everything, leaving all the divine beings astonished.
That's Goku's key! His power has grown in an amazing way! I can't believe it!
At that moment, Goku would launch a powerful attack, which destroyed everything around him. At that moment, Shiro and Vegeta would quickly move aside. However, Akura, with a great blow, would send the attack to the sky, leaving all the others surprised.
They have great power, but it's not enough to finish me off. We want to see it, damn it!
At that moment, Vegeta would communicate telepathically with Shiro.
Shiro, distract him for 2 minutes. I think we could do something that'll give us victory. Okay, I could stall him for 2 minutes, but hopefully it's his trump card, because if we die here, this bastard will end up with everything we love.
At that moment, Vegeta would go quickly to Goku, and both would return to their base state. So right at the precise moment, Goku and Vegeta would begin to perform the steps of fusion. And at that instant, an extremely abysmal power was felt by every universe, multiverse, every galaxy. That's right, the power of Gogeta Mega Instinct was so much that it would make Akura's body shudder.
Who the hell are you? I'm not Goku or Vegeta. I'm the one in charge of finishing you off.
Gogeta at that moment at lightning speed would be able to connect a strong blow which would make him fall to the ground. Gogeta, without allowing Akura to react, would begin to give him a shrapnel of blows, leaving Akura with nothing to do. That's right, Gogeta had hit Akura like a real punching bag. However, when Gogeta would charge a powerful dragon attack, to everyone's impression, Akura would stop it with only one of his hands.
Your power with that strange technique of joining bodies was raised 1,000 times more. But with me, you'll need more than that. Demon demonic dragon destroyer.
At that moment, a great dragon would descend from the sky, which Gogeta would dodge. However, it would not be fast enough to be able to dodge the attack completely, resulting extremely wounded. At the moment of the fusion would end, its bearers were extremely wounded.
Damn it! The fusion of the two was not able to finish off my father. His power has increased too much since the last time. You've never seen my true power, so don't wonder why they can't defeat me. Did we really ever have a chance against my father?
Akura at that moment would start to move at a speed 100 times faster than before, starting to hit each one of the warriors as they were already very wounded and were not able to do anything to defend themselves.
Flame of the underworld.
At that moment, hundreds of flames came from the ground, causing wounds to the warriors, which would fall to the ground badly wounded. At that moment, Goku would communicate telepathically with Nemesis.
Nemesis! The Supreme Dragon King turned out to be more powerful than all of us. Ask the gods to gather the Dragon Balls of the planet Earth of Universe 7 and also the Super Dragon Balls.
As you say, Goku. At that moment, Nemesis would give the order to search for all the Dragon Balls. The God Destroyer Beerus along with Whis were the first to find the 7 Dragon Balls on planet Earth, invoking Shenron successfully.
Oh great Beerus-sama, tell me, what is your wish?
At that moment, Nemesis would communicate again with Goku asking for wishes.
We wish that you return all the energies of the warriors named Goku, Vegeta, and Shiro.
That wish is beyond my power.
How can you fulfill your wish?
At that moment, without warning, Whis would launch a great part of his angelic power towards the Dragon Balls, making Shenron have much more power. At that moment, the eyes of Shenron would shine, fulfilling the first wish of Beerus successfully. The 3 warriors would recover their powers, and both Saiyans would obtain a great Zenkai. Goku at that moment would rise to the top of the planet, beginning to gather the energy of all life forms of all multiverses. At that moment, a great sphere of energy began to be created at the top of the atmosphere, and while that happened, Vegeta and Shiro were distracting him with all their power.
Damn, that power that guy has in his hands is abysmal. If he manages to create the technique completely, I won't survive.
After 10 minutes in which Vegeta and Shiro had been able to stop Akura, Goku's ultimate technique, the powerful Genkidama, was ready.
This is for all the beings you've annihilated! Die, damn it!
Goku at that moment would throw his great attack, however Vegeta and Shiro would rush in to hold them tightly.
What the hell is wrong with you? Are you thinking of dying with me? Shut up, insect. It'll be an honorable death. To finish with the most powerful Demon King, I'll be remembered for all existence.
That moment, Goku would also fall to the Genkidama, but he would manage to inform Nemesis of his last wish. A great explosion would be able to be seen throughout the multiverse, even destroying everything around him. After a few days in which the Super Dragon Balls were gathered, all the gods together with Nemesis would invoke the Super Dragon God. Great Dragon God Zarma, I ask you to bring Goku, Vegeta, my brother Shiro, the king of everything Zeno-sama, back to life. At that moment, the eyes of Zarma would light up and a great roar would be formed through the universe, and the aforementioned would appear.
Zen friend, you at last have returned to us.
Goku and Vegeta, I've always trusted you. You're definitely the most powerful Saiyan of all the existing multiverses.
This is how Goku and Vegeta would take the position of supreme megaversal gods, being in charge of maintaining order in all the multiverses. 70 million years ago, there was an unimaginable void without any life, when suddenly emerged a being which didn't know it was himself where he was. What's going on? What am I? I can't see anything. What is this immense void? What he didn't know was, until that moment, was that he was an omnipotent being who was going to create everything known as the universe. He would even create a whole multiverse full of different types of life in order to find at some point an individual who could match or surpass the strength of his son called Zeno-sama. In Zeno-sama's palace, 30 million years after the birth of Zeno-sama's father, he introduces himself to his son. Zeno-sama, my son. You've grown strong and apparently you've become very powerful over the centuries.
Father, I've always felt that my existence has no purpose. I often get bored. Why did you bring me to life to be bored?
70 million years ago, there was a void from which I was created. As I grew, I developed powers and immeasurable strength. As a result of that, a need was born in me to find a being who could match or surpass your strength, to even equal my own greatness. That's why I created planets, galaxies, universes, and living beings of various species.
All this was created just so that I could exist?
Yes, my son. Every star, every life form, everything has a purpose. To prepare you to be the supreme god of all that I've created. You're the main reason for all my creation.
It's a heavy burden, Father. Why me?
Because in you, I see the true potential to rule in this vast cosmos. You are the hope to maintain harmony among the creations that have sprung from my being. You are the missing piece in this cosmic chest.
Father, all this that you tell me is an enormous responsibility. I don't know if I'm ready to be able to do it. What if I fail?
There is no failure, son. Your very existence is success. Every moment in your life has molded you into the supreme being that you are. I trust you will fulfill your destiny.
What about you, Father? What role do you play in all this?
My role is to guide you from the shadows, to watch you fulfill your purpose. Finding balance in the universe is a task that requires your leadership. I'll be here, in the darkness, watching you carry out the mission I have given you.
I understand, Father. Leave everything in my hands.
Thus passed centuries, millennia, in which Zeno-sama was guided by his father to govern the immense multiverse he had created for him, but now convinced of the purpose he had in his life. In the present time, 30 million years after the conversation that Zeno-sama and his father had, in one of the universes created by Father Zeno, on a planet called Earth, Kakarot and Vegeta were training together with Whis and Beerus after having faced very powerful beings. While they were training, the Earth was illuminated by flashes of energy. As Kakarot and Vegeta embark on intense training, Whis and Beerus watch from a distance, assessing the Saiyans' every move as they prepare to rise in their skills.
Hey, Vegeta! Remember when we first faced Frieza? That guy was incredibly strong.
Yes, Kakarot. It was our first encounter with an enemy of another level, but we cannot forget the Cell Bug, a creature with cells from all of us. He put us in big trouble with his martial arts tournament. Luckily, your son became strong. Both Saiyans exchanged energy blasts. Each hit and dodge was an echo of their long history of battles.
Ah, yes! The first time he showed the teleportation technique. That was amazing! Thanks to Gohan, we were able to defeat him.
But then came Majin Buu. That battle was unforgettable. We had to merge to have a chance.
The fusion was great, but we also learned about redemption and kindness at that time. Buu became good because of you.
As they continue their training, the energy of both Saiyans light up the space. Whis and Beerus watch with interest. Yes, but don't forget about Beerus, that god of destruction who almost wiped out the Earth with a single sneeze. Although in the end, he turned out to be more of a joker than we thought.
Yes, I remember when I tried to fight him in my Super Saiyan 3 form. I wasn't at his level, but at least I gave him a fight in my Super Saiyan God form, and that was possible thanks to all of you.
That's right, and now we're here, training with Whis and Beerus. We cannot let our guard down, Kakarot. There'll always be bigger challenges.
Exactly! Every fight makes us stronger. Let's keep training and bettering ourselves.
Of course. We're always one step closer to being the strongest warriors in the universe.
The training continues as Kakarot and Vegeta, under the tutelage of Whis and Beerus, strive to reach new levels of power in order to defend the Earth from new and more powerful enemies that may appear with the desire to destroy the planet that welcomed them. While Kakarot and Vegeta were training to overcome their limits, Whis and Beerus encouraged them to keep improving. Very good, Saiyans. Keep it up.
Yes, they're very strong, but I don't know if that'll be enough to keep my interest.
Suddenly, they feel a dark presence and the whole environment begins to become dark, and a dark, powerful presence fills the place. What's going on, Mr. Whis? Something's not right. I feel an extremely powerful and dark presence.
That feeling sounds familiar. Who could it be?
The darkness intensifies, and suddenly an opposing figure appears in front of them like a shadowy nebula.
Inhabitants of the multiverse, have you missed me? Hello, dear inhabitants of the multiverse. I've come to observe progress of my creations.
What? Who is this guy?
I don't know, Kakarot, but his presence is overwhelming.
No way.
What?
The figure lingers in a shadowy haze, with the speaker being the father of Zeno-sama, the omnipotent being who created the multiverse. This one appears in all multiverse, where all the warriors were training for future problems.
This guy is the father of Zeno-sama, the creator of everything we know of universes beyond our imagination. I didn't think we'd ever see him.
Sir, your arrival is unexpected. Forgive the insolence, but to what do we owe you presents? The inclination of Whis and all the angels of different universes is because they have knowledge of who was the father of Zeno-sama. For that reason, they have a great fear and respect for him.
I see you've been busy, warriors. You have faced great obstacles throughout your insignificant lives, but this time has come. Are you strong enough?
We're always up for a good challenge.
Shut up, Kakarot. Don't you feel how powerful he is? How can you say that? Haven't you noticed something missing in the multiverse?
At that moment, Zeno-sama's father set out to tell them the reason for the ambiguous question. Moments before Zeno's father appeared before the whole multiverse, he was very angry because when he woke up from the dream of millions of years, he was surprised that many things had happened that went against the main reason why he created the whole universe. Because of this, he appears before his son Zeno-sama. In the center of the realm of everything, the overwhelming presence of Zeno-sama's father eclipses space. His voice booms like thunder as he directs his fury towards his son Zeno-sama. The latter, visibly nervous, tries to defend himself as the tension between the two intensifies.
Zeno-sama, you failed in your duty as Supreme God. All the warriors of the multiverse have overstepped their bounds and now dare to call themselves gods. Gods? This is unacceptable!
Father, I understand that this is all being misunderstood, but...
There's no excuses, Zeno-sama. Your lack of authority has allowed inferior beings to rise above us. How dare you let them usurp the title of gods?
I'm sorry, Father. I did not intend for things to come to this point. The anger in Father Zeno's voice increases. His tone becomes more defiant and contemptuous.
Your intention? Your weakness has sullied the name of our divinity. The only god here is me, and no one else should dare to call himself that. No one!
Father, I understand that I'm in your debt, but we can find another way to restore order.
Father Zeno's response is an explosion of contempt and fury. You do not deserve the title of God at all. Your weakness has tainted my creation. Because of your incompetence, I must restore the balance, even if it means getting rid of you.
What? Father, please don't do it! There's so much I can still learn and improve! I can fix all of this! Zeno-sama's imploration is lost in Father Zeno's cold determination.
It is already too late, Zeno. Weakness must be eradicated from existence for true power to prevail.
In an instant, Zeno-sama's father unleashes a blast of devastating energy that engulfs Zeno-sama and begins to tear him to shreds as he screams in pain. No, Father, please! Ah!
Order has been restored. No one else will dare to challenge my supremacy. I will now take it upon myself to re-establish balance through my creation.
In the present day, in front of the terrified warriors, due to what Zeno-sama's father had informed them what had happened to his son Zeno-sama, a being they all adored and feared. You insignificant beings now understand. Because of this, I will destroy all the timelines and universes that exist. I am a divine being, omnipotent, and I can do it. But I will give you a chance to fight for your lives. So I'll organize a tournament in which the strongest warriors of the entire multiverse will participate so the power will prevail. Earth 2024. What? This can't be true.
Do you think we can face something like that, Mr. Piccolo?
Oh? We'll have to train a lot physically and, above all, mentally. The idea of a tournament piques his interest, seeing the opportunity to test his own power and perhaps become even stronger. Thoraxis Nocturne. Planet sunk in the shadows.
A tournament, eh? Well, I'll show that true power is not limited to divine beings.
I won't let them destroy our future. I will fight in that tournament and protect my own.
A tournament with the strongest warriors, huh? It'll be my chance to show that the Saiyans are not insignificant beings. We will see who is truly divine in this tournament. My empire will prevail. A competition between the strongest. Interesting. I was showed that the Metacoolers are superior in all universes.
Nigerian, a world with perpetually cloudy skies where storms of dark energy lash the surface.
Father, this tournament will be the perfect occasion to show you that my power surpasses yours. Perfect. I'll show my true power and wreak havoc in every corner of the multiverse. Destruction in a tournament. What a magnificent combination. I will be the ultimate warrior and subdue all under my rule. Let's fight. This tournament will be my stage to demonstrate the power I've obtained.
Dracoria, homeworld of the humanoid dragon warriors and the descendants.
The threat of destruction is overwhelming. My fire may not be enough to face its dark omnipotence.
A shadow that threatens to destroy everything. My ability to manipulate the darkness may not be enough. Even with my swordsmanship, facing an omnipotent divine being will be an unparalleled challenge. This divine being has the power to destroy everything I love. My fire will be my defense.
A divine threat. My control over thunderstorms will be enough. This will be a challenge like never before.
After seeing the various emotions and thoughts of the main participants of the tournament, Zeno-sama's father begins to explain the rules of this supposed tournament. Minimal beings. The rules are simple. The tournament will be to the death. It'll be held in a timeless space where the laws of time and physics are temporarily suspended. The only way to eliminate an opponent is to make his heart stop. It is by killing him. There's no other way. In this tournament, it is either you or your rival. There's no limits on the use of skills. You must unleash your full potential without restriction, so as not to be destroyed in the process. I'll be the one who will watch over the whole process. The participant who wins will have the joy of facing me, putting his life and the life of his universe at stake. But I'm a PS deity, and I will bring him the opportunity to have a divine power similar to mine for a determined time. If he does not take the advantage of it, he will have to accept the consequences. In spite of the uncertainty that the warriors have in front of what the father of Zeno-sama has said, some are excited and others are worried.
Wow, this sounds exciting! A tournament with fighters from all universes. It's gonna be great!
Why should we trust this tournament to be fair? By killing them?
So I can fight to the best of my ability. But killing beings that are just fighting for their lives is not nice.
I hope everything I've said has been clear to everyone. The only rule is that you have to kill your opponent so that they don't kill you. I want to make that clear. You will have to kill your opponent. The way we will check if you're worthy of calling yourselves gods. Father Zeno disappears and everything returns to normal. You can see Kakarot's excited about the new enemy that is seen. It is very powerful. Vegeta, scared and worried about his family, angry with Kakarot.
Wow, that guy's incredibly strong. I'm excited to fight him in the next tournament.
Excited? Do you realize what's at stake, Kakarot? The enemy is dangerous, and we can't just underestimate him.
But Vegeta, that guy has awesome power. It's gonna be the best fight of our lives.
This is not a game, Kakarot. Do you realize that we're putting our families and the entire universe at risk?
I know it's serious, Vegeta, but it's also a chance to get better. Besides, Zeno-sama's father is excited about this.
I can't believe you're so carefree. My family's in danger and you're excited about a fight.
I'm not saying I'm not serious, Vegeta, but when an opportunity presents itself to measure our power, I can't resist.
You always think about the fight, don't you? Sometimes I wish you had a little more responsibility.
Vegeta, I understand that you're worried about Bulma and Trunks, but trust that we can protect them.
I don't like the idea of someone else deciding about our lives.
I understand, Vegeta, but do you really think we can ignore this opportunity?
I'm not going to lose my family over a fight, but I also know that I can't stop you from getting excited about the battle. At that moment, the tension between Kakarot and Vegeta is palpable as they prepare to face the new enemy. While Kakarot is filled with excitement for the fight, Vegeta faces the situation with a mixture of fear and determination. Thus, the training of the entire multiverse for the survival of their species began. From the moment on, the most powerful warriors of all the universes began to train with greater intensity in order to save their universes and timelines. After having communicated with the entire multiverse from the realm of everything, the father of Zeno-sama would observe everything from a crystal screen, that the warriors were getting stronger and stronger. He sent his shadow warriors to slow down the process of them. But what is this feeling that stirs my supreme being? A mixture of fascination and disdain. It's inevitable that mortals yearn for more, that they aspire to surpass their boundaries. Yet some of these warriors are reaching levels I cannot allow. Their power threatens the balance I've established. It's enough that they're mere participants in my tournament. They must be contained. They must be eliminated before their ascensions endanger the stability of my creation. My shadow warriors, creatures of the shadow and executioners of my will travel throughout all the universes. They'll be my instruments to stop these reckless advances. I will not allow the power of these warriors to grow beyond the limits set by my divinity.
Father Zeno, we're here to receive your orders.
Shadow creatures, my loyal enforcers, the time has come. The universes pulsate with an energy that threatens to destabilize the order I've established. Mortal warriors, in their relentless pursuit of power, are rising to dangerous heights. Their progress must be halted.
Your orders are our will. How do you wish us to proceed?
Each of you will disperse among the universes. Your mission is to find those warriors who dare to exceed the limits imposed. There's no room for compassion. The threat must be eradicated. Annihilate them without mercy.
We will, Father Zeno. No warrior will be strong enough to defy your will.
The shadow creatures set off to every universe and timeline to destroy every warrior who would participate. Along the way, they encountered weak warriors who they destroyed with these strong and very powerful ones. It was dusk when suddenly the Earth's atmosphere trembled with an unnatural darkness. In the blink of an eye, shadow creatures emerged from the interdimensional shadows, ethereal and menacing beings that would challenge even the strength of the mightiest warriors. Kakarot and Vegeta, training on the vast battlefield of Earth, sensed the arrival of an ominous presence. Shadow creatures, their ethereal forms and eyes burning with the intensity of darkness, materialized before them.
What are you?
We are servants of Father Zeno. Your progress has been noted and must be halted. The will of Father Zeno is the supreme law. The warriors have exceeded the allowable limits and will now be destroyed.
The shadow creatures moved with an agility that defied logic, leaving behind them trails of darkness. Kakarot and Vegeta prepared for the confrontation, their energies flashing in response to the threatening presence.
Well, it looks like we have new opponents. This should be interesting.
No matter who sends them, will not allow them to stop our progress. The shadow creatures, speechless, rushed towards Kakarot and Vegeta with flashing speed. The battle ahead would not only be a test of strength, but a struggle between light and darkness, between the determination of the warriors and the will of the father of Zeno-sama. The battle rages and the environment, plants, stones, and sky are witness to the incredible demonstration of power. Kakarot and Vegeta, deploying a great amount of ki, are in the center ready to face the two mysterious shadow warriors that attack them. Shadow Creature 1 moves at breakneck speed, leaving only flashes of darkness in its wake. Its form is ethereal, almost impossible to follow with the eye. It attacks with incredible precision, throwing punches and kicks that defy the perception of time. Shadow Creature 2 stands out for its devastating power. Its every strike sends out waves of dark energy that distort the surrounding space. Its presence emanates an ominous aura that shakes even the particles of space. The fight begins with Kakarot and Vegeta charging forward, but the shadow creatures respond with astonishing agility, dodging every blow and counterattacking with almost invisible movements. Faced with the speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta are forced to raise their power to Super Saiyan level.
Vegeta, these guys are incredibly fast. I can't even keep up with their moves.
Looks like our usual speed isn't enough. We'll have to raise our power to the maximum. Both Saiyans concentrate, their golden auras bursting as they transform into Super Saiyan. Their golden hair lights up the space as they launch into a fierce offensive. But the Shadow Warriors remain equally agile, gracefully dodging the attacks. The intensity of the power illuminates the space.
Now, Vegeta, let's go all out.
Let's go, Kakarot. The Saiyans rush towards these Shadow Warriors with a fierce offensive. However, the shadow creatures dodge their attacks with surprising grace, moving through the energy blast with ease.
Is that the best you can do, Saiyans?
Their speed is admirable, but they're still not up to par. Damn it! It can't go on like this, Kakarot. We need something else.
You're right, Vegeta. Let's take this to the next level.
Faced with persistent speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta rise their power even higher, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Their blue auras flash with intensity and the pressure of their power shakes the surrounding space. However, the Shadow Warriors are not daunted. The battle reaches its peak as the four warriors are engulfed in a frenzy of energy. Kakarot launches his attack called Kamehameha, and Vegeta launches his final flash attack, but the Shadow Warriors respond with counterattacks that defy the laws of physics. Then the clash of these powerful attacks causes an immense explosion. At the precise moment that both Saiyan warriors, the shadow creatures, collided their attacks, the explosion resulting from the collision of the attacks left a crater on the battlefield, while a dense smoke obscured the view. Amidst the haze, Goku with a serious but confident expression, and Vegeta, also with a confident expression of having destroyed the shadow creatures with his attacks, stood on guard, ready to face whatever emerged from this smoke. Suddenly, as soon as the smoke dissipated from the battlefield, the shadowy creatures emerged unharmed, floating in the air with an even more intense presence. Their forms twisted, revealing an even darker and more powerful transformation. Now with eyes glowing with a more intense light, the shadow creatures uttered a great malevolent laugh and moved towards Goku and Vegeta with renowned ferocity. The sky was covered with dark clouds and lightning intermittently illuminated the scene. The creatures, once scattered, began to converge into a chaotic mass. Their bodies intertwined and merged, creating a monstrous entity that emanated a dark and malevolent aura. The fusion of the creatures was completed with a loud roar, and before Goku and Vegeta emerged, a nightmarish creature. The fused creature had a grotesque figure, with twisted limbs and glowing eyes filled with evil. Its body was enveloped in a halo of dark energy, which distorted the space around it. The ground shook with every step he took, and the waves of evil energy generated chaos on the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta exchanged determined glances. They knew they faced an unprecedented threat. The fusion of the creatures had given rise to a being of incredible power and speed. Goku frowned, clenching his fists, while Vegeta gave a cocky grin.
Kakarot, looks like things have become interesting. I didn't expect to have to face something like this.
Yes, Vegeta. This creature's no joke. We're gonna have to give it our all.
Both warriors raised their ki to the maximum, surrounding themselves with an intense golden and blue aura. Their hair stood on end and the earth trembled under the pressure of their combined power. The fused creature responded with a guttural laugh and advanced towards them with great strides.
Come on, Vegeta. Let's attack together and put an end to this.
For once, Kakarot, I agree.
The battle reached its climax as Goku and Vegeta, enveloped in their golden and blue auras, launched themselves towards the fused creature. Every punch and burst of energy echoed through the air, creating a spectacle of flashes and booms. The creature, however, was not easy to defeat. Its agility and strength were astounding, dodging the Saiyans' attacks with ease.
Vegeta, we need to find an opening in its defense. Focus!
I know, Kakarot, but this thing's fast.
The fused creature responded with a ripping attack, sending the Saiyans flying across the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, however, quickly recovered and stood up with renewed determination. We can't underestimate this thing. Come on, Vegeta, let's attack together.
All right, Kakarot, together we'll defeat it.
Goku nodded and they concentrated their energies into an amazing combined attack. A brilliant flash of light and blue light materialized in their hands, growing with each second. The fused creature, seeing the imminent threat, tried to counterattack, but it was too late. Kame!
Final Flash!
The powerful beam of combined energy shot towards the fused creature, illuminating the dark battle with its radiance. However, just when impact seemed inevitable, the creature, in the last act of desperation, deployed a dark shield that managed to resist the Saiyans' assault. The result explosion sent Goku and Vegeta flying backwards, returning them to their base form, leaving them dazed and severely injured on the ground. The fused creature, though weakened, struggled to its feet, its malevolent aura flickering, but far from fading completely.
Vegeta, we're in trouble. This thing's stronger than we thought.
Vegeta, however, lay motionless on the ground with visible wounds and his aura rapidly diminishing.
Vegeta! Don't give up, Vegeta!
The fused creature, slowly recovering, calmly approached towards Vegeta with a palpable malevolence in its glowing eyes.
Your efforts are futile. I'm the amalgam of darkness itself. This is the end of you, Saiyan Prince.
Goku, full of rage and despair, stood up and threw himself towards the creature with what was left of his strength. However, the creature, with a simple wave of its hand, unleashed a wave of dark energy that enveloped Kakarot and threw him violently to the ground.
Vegeta, we need a plan.
The fused creature approached Vegeta, lifting him off the ground with one hand. The Saiyan Prince, barely conscious, opened his eyes to meet the cold, merciless gaze of his energy.
Kakarot, do whatever it takes.
The fused creature, with a contemptuous gesture, threw Vegeta back to the ground, leaving him on the verge of death. The battle, which had begun with hope, now became bleaker than ever. With his partner down and his own strength waning, Kakarot faced a strength that seemed insurmountable. Goku, sensing the desperation of the situation, recalled the hermit seeds he carried with him. The moment the fused creature came speeding towards him, Goku managed to dodge that blow swiftly, approached Vegeta and handed him one of the valuable seeds.
Vegeta, eat this! It'll give you the energy to keep fighting!
At the same time, Goku also consumed one of the seeds. Vegeta, barely conscious, accepted the seed and consumed it urgently. The hermit seed acted quickly, healing Vegeta's wounds and restoring his life energy. Flashes of golden light surrounded the Saiyan Prince. As he stood up, his eyes were gaining determination.
Kakarot, don't underestimate me. I can keep fighting.
Fine, Vegeta, but we need something else to defeat this creature. Do you remember the fusion technique? Vegeta frowned but nodded in understanding. Both Saiyans positioned themselves in front of the fused creature, focusing their energies.
Vegeta, let's do it! Let's merge! I don't think it'll come to this, Kakarot, but I have no choice.
Both warriors stood side by side, raising their hands into the front and began to concentrate their energies. The atmosphere was filled with a brilliant glow as the two Saiyans merged into a single entity. The resulting figure was a perfect combination of Goku and Vegeta with a powerful golden aura enveloping their fused bodies. This fusion creature showed signs of unease as it witnessed the transformation. The new Saiyan entity turned to it with a determined look. The fusion between Goku and Vegeta, known as Gogeta, and his Super Saiyan form was now evident. Gogeta, with the combined voice of Goku and Vegeta, said, "Prepare for defeat. We're the fusion of the Saiyans, and there's nothing we cannot overcome." With a unified shout, the Saiyan fusion lunged towards the fused creature with incredible speed and power. The battle between the Saiyan fusion and the fused creature erupted into a frenzy of power and skill. Every move, every blow, every burst of energy shook the battlefield. The earth trembled under the intensity of the confrontation, and the sky lit up with the sparks of energy released during the fight. Gogeta, with a combination of Goku's cunning and Vegeta's determination, proved to be an unstoppable force. However, the fused creature did not yield easily, showing a resilience that defied expectations. Both contenders were at a stalemate, each pushing their limits to the max. Goku and Vegeta, in their fused form, began to feel the need to unleash more power to overcome their more formidable foe. In a moment of perfect synchronization, both Saiyans raised their ki to the limit, and the atmosphere itself began to be distorted with the built-up pressure.
It's time to take this to the next level!
In a dazzling flash, the Saiyan fusion underwent an astonishing metamorphosis. His once golden hair now turned sapphire blue, and his aura took on a heavenly hue. The transformation to Super Saiyan Blue had taken place. The fused creature recoiled momentarily as it witnessed the new form. Shocked by the magnitude of the power unleashed, however, the Saiyan fusion showed no mercy and lunged towards with dizzying speed.
Prepare for true Saiyan strength!
The attacks and counterattacks reached a speed that defied perception. The fused creature, despite its previous endurance, was outmatched by the speed and aggressiveness of the Saiyan fusion in its Super Saiyan Blue form. The battle had not yet come to an end. In a final attempt to resist, the fused creature unleashed its own dark power, enveloping the Saiyan fusion in a spiral of chaotic energy. Gogeta, in response, concentrated his energy to the maximum in an act of rage.
Let's go farther!
The energy surrounding the Saiyan fusion intensified and exploded in a dazzling burst. The bright blue aura became more intense, and the power of the Saiyan fusion increased to unimaginable levels. The sky lit up with glows and waves of energy as the fused creature faced Gogeta's unstoppable strength. However, in an unexpected twist, the creature began to build up a dark and sinister energy, revealing a hidden power.
Your resistance is impressive, Saiyans, but you have not seen my true potential.
The fused creature transformed, its fusion distorting further. A black aura filled with malevolence surrounded its body as its eyes glowed with terrifying intensity.
What the hell is it doing?
The fused creature, now imbued with a new dark power, lunged at Gogeta with surprising speed. Despite Gogeta's formidable strength in his Super Saiyan Blue form, the fused creature seemed to be able to anticipate even more.
Now you'll experience true darkness.
Gogeta sensed the threat, deciding to take his own power to the extreme. In a blink of an eye, he activated the technique, the Kaioken. His blue aura multiplied into a mixture of blue and red, and the intensity of the battle reached levels never seen before.
It's time to put an end to this! Kaioken!
Gogeta's speed and strength multiplied exponentially, and the fused creature was momentarily caught off guard. However, the creature counterattacked with a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gogeta, but he struggled to resist. Gogeta, in his Kaioken state, felt the need to raise his power even higher. Thus his ki increased, causing the earth to tremble from such immense power, destroying mountains and lifting rocks into the skies. At that precise moment, he disappeared from the sight of the fused creature, appearing from behind and creating a glowing bluish sphere of energy that materialized between his hands.
Final Kamehameha!
The energy sphere impacted against the fused creature with unparalleled force. The resulting explosion lit up the sky, dispersed the creature's dark energy. However, when the light faded, the fused creature emerged once again, albeit visibly weakened.
Do not underestimate my power, Saiyans. I have attained a form beyond your comprehension.
Gogeta, sensing the gravity of the situation, prepared for the next confrontation. The battle, far from over, was entering even more dangerous terrain, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance in this fierce struggle between light and darkness. The battlefield was plunged into utter chaos, with destructive shockwaves reverberating throughout space. Gogeta, with his combined aura of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken, was moving at speeds that defied perception. The fused creature, despite his new enhanced form, was momentarily outmatched by the Saiyan warrior's speed.
Darkness cannot defeat light! It's time to seal your fate!
Though weakened, the fused creature did not give up. With impressive speed, it lunged towards Gogeta, unleashing a series of dark attacks that even defied the Kaioken's speed.
Your light is but a fleeting glimmer. In the eternity of darkness, you will suffer.
Gogeta, with sharp reflexes at precise moments, will dodge the fused creature's attacks. The battle reached an even greater frenzy, with a clash of fists and kicks creating waves of energy that swept the surrounding landscape. The once dark and squirmy sky were illuminated by the flashes on the contest. In the beginning of the moment of opportunity, Gogeta channeled the Kaioken to an even higher level. His aura became more intense, mixing blue with red in a dazzling display. Seeing the new burst of power, the fused creature recoiled momentarily, a moment Gogeta took advantage of to gather energy.
This is the limit of your darkness. Prepare for the end.
Gogeta, with unmatched speed, appeared in front of the fused creature, concentrating his energy to a single point. A glowing sphere of energy formed between his hands, but this time, the sphere was not blue, it was a mixture of colors. A fusion of the power of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken.
Kaioken 20 times! Final Kamehameha!
The now larger, more powerful energy sphere hurled with impressive speed towards the fused creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the entire horizon, causing the mountains and valleys to be enveloped in a dazzling glow. When the light faded, the fused creature lay defeated on the ground. Its dark aura completely dissipated. Gogeta, with his Super Saiyan Blue form and Kaioken still activated, watched cautiously. The intense battle had come to an end, but the price of the confrontation was reflected in the devastated earth and the wear and tear visible on the Saiyan warrior.
I hope that was enough. This universe can't take any more of this destruction.
With a flash, Gogeta deactivated the Kaioken and returned to his base form. As silence descended over the battlefield, the lingering question was whether the threat had truly been eliminated or if there was still challenges to be faced in the vast cosmos. Goku and Vegeta, feeling that the threat had been neutralized for the moment, separated from the Saiyan fusion. The intensity of the battle had left both Saiyans exhausted, but their attention was diverted to a disturbing reality. In the corner of their vision, they watched as a small dark creature made its way towards where Gohan and Broly were standing.
Vegeta, something's happening! We must get there fast!
Those two are in trouble if that thing gets to them. Let's go, Goku!
Both Saiyans, despite their exhaustion, dashed towards Gohan and Broly's location with as much speed as possible. As they approached, they could see the dark creature getting closer and closer to the two warriors. Gohan, who was training with Broly in an attempt to increase his skills, noticed Goku and Vegeta's arrival urgently.
Dad! Vegeta! Something's coming!
Broly, with his piercing gaze, had also sensed the approaching threat.
Evil creature, we will fight!
The small dark creature, noticing the presence of the Saiyans, stopped advancing and displayed a malevolent laugh.
Ha ha ha! Your victory was short-lived. This is only the first of many surprises.
Before they could react, the dark creature split into multiple smaller shadows, surrounding Gohan and Broly with astonishing speed.
Watch out, Broly! They're fast and dangerous!
We will fight! We won't let them defeat us!
Goku and Vegeta, arriving just in time, joined the battle. The battle became a chaotic dance of blows and explosions as the Saiyans fought the dark shadows that multiplied endlessly.
Let's finish this quickly! Gohan, Broly, stay strong!
Got it, Vegeta!
Broly, unleashing his titanic power, emitted a wave of energy that temporarily dispersed the dark shadows. However, the dark creature, in a final act of desperation, merged back into a larger, more powerful form.
My shadows cannot be so easily defeated. The real battle has just begun.
The shadow creature, now strengthened and more menacing than ever, faced the four Saiyan warriors with palpable malevolence. Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta moved into battle stance, facing the shadow creature with determination.
Come on, guys! Let's work together and put an end to this menace once and for all!
Broly growled in agreement, his power emanating from him with an imposing force. Goku and Vegeta, despite their earlier exhaustion, raised their energies ready for the battle ahead. The shadow creature, with a sinister laugh, lunged towards them with surprising speed. The Saiyans responded with a coordinated assault, launching energy blasts and performing combo attacks. However, the shadow creature was agile and dodged their attacks with ease.
We can't let this thing get away. Concentrate on attacking together.
You're right, Vegeta. If we fight them as a team, we can overcome anything.
The four Saiyans synchronized their movements, attacking in harmony. Broly unloaded titanic blows. Gohan used his agility and advanced techniques, while Goku and Vegeta coordinated their energies to create a combined assault. Despite their efforts, the shadow creature proved to be resilient and adaptable. It defended with cunning and counterattacked with fury. In a moment of tension, the shadow creature unleashed a dark glow that enveloped its form, transforming to an even more powerful and monstrous version. It's getting stronger again!
It doesn't matter. I'll destroy it.
The battle intensified as the shadow creature in its enhanced form launched waves of dark energy and unleashed more devastating attacks. The Saiyans, however, did not back down. Despite the gravity of the situation, their determination burned stronger than ever. There's no limit to our strength when we fight together! Come on, guys, we can't lose!
This thing doesn't know who it's messing with. Get ready for what's coming.
Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta channeled their energies to the maximum, shaking the earth under the intensity of their combined power. In a unified act, the four Saiyans raised their ki to the limit and lunged towards the shadow creature with indomitable resolve. The shadow creature, now in its strengthened form, unleashed a dark energy that enveloped Broly, possessing the mighty Saiyan with a malevolent influence. Broly, his eyes now awash with shadows, stood before the other Saiyans with a menacing presence. Broly, I won't let you be used as a puppet. We must save him. We won't let this thing manipulate Broly. Come on, guys, let's protect ourselves and save our friend.
This is getting more complicated than I thought. But no matter, we won't let the darkness win.
The battle began with the shadow creature using Broly's immense power against them. The controlled Saiyans' attacks were fierce, with waves of energy and bursts of ki that challenged even the most experienced warriors. The Saiyans dodged and counterattacked, but the shadow creature took advantage of Broly's brute strength to counter his moves. We must weaken it enough to free Broly! Dad, Vegeta, let's follow the plan and attack in unison! The three Saiyans coordinated, launching a series of swift and powerful attacks. However, the shadow creature moved with agility, dodging most of the blows and countering with blows of its own. Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, was showing superhuman endurance. It's not enough! Broly, fight against this influence!
We must force him to break free. We're gonna give it our all.
In a moment of desperation, the Saiyans decided to raise their powers to the maximum. Goku transformed into Super Saiyan second stage, Gohan advanced his mystical form, and Vegeta unleashed his own power into Super Saiyan second stage. The three Saiyans surrounded Broly, launching a combination of flurry of powerful attacks. Broly, resist! Don't let their darkness consume you! The shadow creature, feeling the combined presence of the three Saiyan warriors, showed signs of weakness. However, in a desperate act, the dark energy intensified its hold on Broly, raising its power even higher and unleashing unbridled fury. We can't give up! We're going to free Broly, whatever it takes! The battle reached its climax as the three Saiyan warriors, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, clashed against the shadow creature possessing Broly. The unleashed energy created a spectacle of flashes, explosions, and shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Goku, with his power as a Super Saiyan, moved with astonishing speed, launched energy blasts and accurate punches at the shadow creature. Gohan, in his mystical form, unleashed a combination of fast attacks and advanced techniques, seeking to weaken the dark possession that controlled Broly. Vegeta, in his Super Saiyan second phase form, displayed titanic power, coordinating his attacks with calculated precision. Broly, listen to my voice! Don't be consumed by this darkness! The shadow creature, however, resisted tenaciously, harnessing Broly's brute strength and ferocity to counter the Saiyans' attacks. Broly, under the dark possession, responded with unstoppable strength, his attacks more intense and uncontrolled. We need to weaken that possession! Come on, guys, keep up the pressure!
This dark power won't last forever. We must resist!
The battle grew more frantic. With each passing moment, the shadow creature, sensing the threat of the Saiyans, intensified its hold on Broly, fusing its dark energy with the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan. We can't back down now! Broly's our friend, and we won't let this darkness control him! In a moment of perfect synchronization, the three Saiyans focused their energies into a coordinated attack. Goku launched a Kamehameha, Gohan unleashed a Masenko, and Vegeta fired a final flash, all aimed at the shadow creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the battlefield, creating an energy storm. However, when the light faded, the shadow creature and Broly still stood, visibly weakened but far from defeated. It's not enough! We must find a way to free Broly from this possession! At that moment, the shadow creature, taking advantage of the Saiyans' momentary weakness, launched a surprise attack, sending Goku and Gohan to the ground. Vegeta, with his rage in his eyes, stood up determined.
Enough's enough! We won't let this thing continue to manipulate Broly.
Vegeta concentrated his ki to the maximum, unleashing a new transformation. His intense blue aura transformed into an even brighter and more powerful hue. Super Saiyan Blue! The atmosphere itself seemed to tremble at the magnitude of the transformation. Vegeta, now in his evolved form, launched himself towards the shadow creature with renewed speed and power. Vegeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue evolved caused a dramatic change in the intensity of the battle. His bright blue aura flashed with overwhelming energy as he charged towards the shadowy creature and Broly, who was still under his influence.
It's time to put an end to this. Broly, I'll fight to free you from this darkness.
The shadow creature, sensing the threat posed by Super Saiyan Blue, adopted a defensive stance. On the other hand, Broly, his eyes still darkened, prepared to face Vegeta. Vegeta unleashed a flurry of quick and precise attacks, combining punches and kicks with astonishing speed. Each move was charged with the strength of the new form, and the shadow creature was forced to retreat in the face of Vegeta's fury.
Broly, regain control. I'll not allow this darkness to consume you.
Broly, under the influence of the Dark Possession, responded with impressive stamina. His attacks were brutal and uncontrolled, but Vegeta moved with a dexterity that defied expectations.
I need to find an opening in this possession.
In an act of bravery, Vegeta launched himself directly towards Broly. Their fists collided forcefully, and Vegeta, using all his skill, made precise strikes that temporarily weakened the dark influence.
Broly, fight this! You're stronger than this darkness!
The shadowy creature, seeing Vegeta's resistance, increased his energy and fused even more with Broly. Now the dark influence was more entrenched than ever, and Broly unleashed an explosion of wild power.
You can't stop me, Saiyan Prince!
Vegeta, not backing down, continued to engage Broly. The battle reached new heights as both warriors unleashed their most powerful attacks. Vegeta launched a Big Bang attack while Broly responded with a gigantic charge of dark energy. The collision of energies generated a huge explosion that blanketed the area. After the dust settled, Vegeta lay on the ground, clearly exhausted but not giving up.
I can't lose. My determination's stronger than your darkness.
The battle between Vegeta and Broly, who was possessed by the shadow creature, reached a critical point. The overflowing energy of the confrontation was spreading across the battlefield, distorting the air and creating palpable tension. At that crucial moment, Goku found himself regaining consciousness, stood up, and immediately went to Saiyan's Prince's side.
Vegeta, let's go! Let's give it all we've got!
Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan Phase 2 and joined the fray. The shadow creature, seeing the arrival of another Saiyan warrior, prepared to face the new threat.
Kakarot, you're just in time. This thing has gotten stronger with Broly.
We'll face it together! Broly, we won't let this darkness control you!
The three Saiyans stood in formation, ready to deal with the shadow creature fused with Broly. The intensity of the conflict increased even more with flashes of energy and clashes of fists echoing throughout the battlefield.
Come on, Kakarot, let's attack in unison and free Broly.
I got it, Vegeta! Together, we'll free him!
The Saiyans coordinated their attacks, launching a combined blast towards the shadow creature. Despite their efforts, Broly's dark possession was still resisting, fueled by the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan. Broly, under the influence of the shadow creature, unleashed an uncontrolled fury. His attacks were unpredictable and devastating, putting the Saiyans on the defensive. Goku, Vegeta, and the shadow creature continued to exchange energy blasts and powerful blows.
Vegeta, we must break that possession! We can't let Broly fall into darkness!
Roger that, Kakarot. Let's keep attacking together.
Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, the fiery aura of the Saiyans lit up the sky, a visual manifestation of their mammoth power. Goku and Vegeta, feeling the weight of the battle, decided to take it a step further. They joined their energies in a symphony of power, a final bid to tear apart the shadows enveloping the evil presence. The shadow creature on the brink of the abyss responded with desperation. It raised its own power and the darkness churned with intensity as it struggled to resist the combined onslaught of the Saiyans. The clash of energies created a cataclysm of flashes and booms, shaking the battlefield to its core. At that critical moment, the energy explosion was unleashed with dazzling magnificence. The earth shook, and the shockwaves swept across the landscape, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, enveloped in the blanket of the explosion, were momentarily eclipsed by the blinding light and dancing shadow. When the shimmering luminosity faded, the Saiyans found themselves faced with a new scenario. On the ground lay Broly, his figure shrouded in a residual haze of the contest. The dark aura that had consumed him had finally dissipated. Stillness reigned on the battlefield. As the warriors approached with worried looks, the formidable warrior who now resisted, his power darkened, finally silenced.
We did it, Vegeta! Broly's free!
Yes, but this shadow creature's still a problem. We can't let our guard down.
Vegeta nodded grimly as they watched Broly, who lay on the ground, slowly recovering from the intense battle. However, at that moment of apparent calm, the shadow creature, cunning and unnoticed, had left Broly's possession to seek a new host. The dark entity swiftly swept into the shadows, unnoticed by the Saiyans, who still assessing their companion's condition. Silently, the shadow creature crept towards Gohan, who had been watching the battle from a distance. Gohan, oblivious to the threat looming over him, felt a shiver run down his spine just as the shadow creature enveloped him with its dark presence. A momentary flash of its eyes indicated that something was terribly wrong. At that instant, Gohan, with a sudden alteration in his expression, went on guard without warning. His gaze, now posed by the shadow creature, glowed with a malevolence that contrasted with his gentle nature. Goku, noticing the sudden tension, turned towards Gohan, but before he could react, Gohan, under the influence of the shadow creature, moved with supernatural speed. The confrontation with Broly had left the Saiyans exhausted, and the shadow creature, seizing the opportunity, vanished into the darkness along with Gohan. Vegeta, realizing the situation, gritted his teeth in fury. The threat persisted, and now Gohan, a valuable ally, was in the hands of the shadows. Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for a new confrontation, aware that the battle had not yet come to an end. The tension in the air was palpable, as Goku and Vegeta, still worried about Broly, with determination, turned towards the place where the dark entity had vanished.
Damn it! Where'd that thing go?
I don't know, Vegeta, but we must find it before it hurts Gohan. The two Saiyans, quick as the wind, rushed towards where Gohan had been standing, their senses alert. The shadow creature, now inside Gohan, emerged from the shadows with a sinister laugh.
Ha 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 ha! Looks like they're not as cunning as they thought. Now I have a new toy for my plans. Get out of Gohan, you damn creature!
I'll not allow you to possess my son!
Ha! You think you could stop me? My power possesses even more of your combined forces. Do not underestimate the Saiyans. We have overcome greater challenges than you.
Leave Gohan and face your fate, creature. You'll not be victorious. The shadow creature, now in control of Gohan, smiled malevolently before responding.
We'll see how long you can resist. Gohan is now an instrument of my will.
The shadow creature possessing Gohan unleashed a burst of dark energy that distorted the surrounding space. Goku and Vegeta suddenly found themselves during a chaotic confrontation, with Gohan now transformed into an instrument of the malevolent entity. The waves of energy radiating from Gohan's possessed figure created an ominous aura that filled the battlefield, defying the Saiyans' endurance and determination. The Saiyans, in their Super Saiyan Blue form, prepared for the impending clash. The shadow creature, using Gohan's body, moved with supernatural agility, dodging the Saiyans' first attacks with grace and malice. Gohan, his eyes now filled with darkness, lunged at Goku with astonishing speed. Goku blocked Gohan's first few blows with difficulty, feeling the enhanced strength and speed of his new controlled son. The fight was intense, each move charged with power and ferocity. Meanwhile, Vegeta positioned himself strategically, assessing the situation, looking for an opening to attack. The shadow creature, through Gohan, unleashed a flurry of attack, which devastating blows that kept Goku on the defensive. However, Goku's ability to adapt quickly to the battle allowed him to counter the attacks and counterattack with his own overwhelming power. Vegeta, sensing an opportunity, lunged at the shadow creature from an unexpected angle. However, the dark entity had sharp reflexes and deflected Vegeta's attack with ease, throwing Gohan against Goku as a distraction. The Shadows creature's strategy paid off, as it took advantage of the distraction to hit Vegeta with a beam of dark energy. Vegeta, although he resisted the impact, was momentarily weakened. The entity, now with a malevolent smile, turned to him.
Damn it! This isn't over, shadow creature.
Goku, reacting quickly, stepped between the shadow creature and Vegeta.
Vegeta, hold on! We can't let this thing divide us.
The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos at its zone, released a dark aura that enveloped both Saiyans. The dark energy sought to confuse and weaken their senses, however the Saiyans' instinctive connection to Ki enabled them to resist the dark influence. The battle raged in a frenzy of clashing colors and energies. Gohan, controlled by the shadow creature, moved with a mixture of speed and agility that defied the laws of physics. Goku and Vegeta, each focusing on their own battlefront, were trying to coordinate their attacks to free Gohan from the dark possession.
Gohan, fight this darkness! You're stronger than this!
Gohan, though showing flashes of resistance, was caught in an internal struggle between his will and the shadow creature's control. The battle grew more challenging. With each passing second, the shadow creature reveled in its ability to manipulate and corrupt one of Earth's mightiest warriors. Vegeta, recovering from the earlier onslaught, threw himself back into the fray. The shadow creature, however, anticipated his attack and gracefully dodged Vegeta's attempts to strike it. The dark entity counterattacked with a series of precise blows that forced Vegeta to retreat.
You damn shadow, don't underestimate the prince of the Saiyans.
Goku, seeing his partner's difficulty, raised his power to the maximum. Dazzling energy emanated from his Super Saiyan Blue form as he prepared for a concentrated attack. The shadow creature, noticing the glowing threat, diverted its attention to Goku.
Vegeta, keep up the pressure! I'm gonna concentrate my energy to free Gohan!
Vegeta nodded and increased his offensive, distracting the shadow creature as Goku concentrated his power. The fight reached a new level of intensity, with each move echoing across the vast battlefield. The energy collided, creating shockwaves that distorted reality itself. Goku, eyes glowing with determination, unleashed his most powerful attack. A sphere of glowing blue energy formed in his outstretched hands. Charged with the combined strength of the Saiyans, the spear grew in size and the power as Goku had held it in place.
It's time to free Gohan!
The shadow creature, realizing the threat, moved quickly to stop Goku's attack. Vegeta, taking advantage of the distraction, lunged with renewed fury, looking for an opening to attack. The battle reached its climax when Goku released the energy sphere, ascending it directly towards the shadow creature. The energy sphere burst into a dazzling flash, illuminating the battlefield with intense light. Shockwaves swept through the darkness as Goku's purifying energy sought to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession. However, as the light faded and the earth stopped shaking, the shadow creature emerged seemingly unharmed. The dark entity, now irritated, turned to the Saiyans with a twisted laugh.
Is that all you can do? My power is unbreakable!
Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for the next assault. The battle, far from ending, dragged on into confrontation of epic proportions. Darkness and light collided in an endless clash, with the will of the Saiyans resisting against the entity that threatened to plunge them into the shadows. The dark creature, after resisting Goku's powerful attack, showed a malicious smile. A dark glow enveloped Gohan, and his body began to tremble with intensity. A guttural scream echoed through the air as the dark entity forced a unique transformation on the Saiyan warrior. Gohan, under the shadow creature's influence, contorted and his body was enveloped in a dark, feral energy. The earth trembled with the intensity of the transformation, and Gohan's figure began to change. Defined musculature, red eyes, a wild gaze, long gray hair, and emerging in the new form, Gohan Dark Beast. Vegeta and Goku, shocked by the unexpected evolution, instinctively recoiled from the overwhelming presence of Dark Gohan Beast. The shadow creature had accomplished what it could not do with Broly, unleash a unique and uncontrolled transformation on Gohan. Dark Beast Gohan, now freed from any hint of rationality, roared skyward, emitting an overwhelming energy that shook the battlefield. His eyes glowed with an animalistic intensity, and his posture indicated that human control was suppressed.
This can't be happening. What did that thing do? The shadow creature managed to unlock something inside Gohan. This won't be easy.
The shadow creature, pleased with the success of its manipulation, watched the scene with satisfaction.
Now, witness my true power. The Saiyan Beast Warrior. How do you plan to stop him?
Dark Beast Gohan let out a deafening roar and lunged towards Vegeta with impressive speed. Dark Beast Gohan's attacks were ferociously savage, his brute strength and speed surpassing even Broly's most rampaging transformation. Vegeta, using his speed and agility, dodged Dark Beast Gohan's first attacks. However, the Saiyan Beast warrior's ferocity was unpredictable, and Vegeta was forced to deploy all his skill to stay out of range of the devastating attacks. Goku, assessing the situation, transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and rushed to Vegeta's aid. The two Saiyans fought in tactical coordination, looking to open an opportunity to counter Gohan's savage new form. The battle became a whirlwind of energy, with explosions and crashes echoing across the battlefield. The shadow creature in the shadows continued to manipulate and fuel Dark Beast Gohan's fury. The Saiyan strategy was becoming more and more challenging as Dark Beast Gohan seemed to be one step ahead, anticipating their moves.
Damn it! Gohan Beast is too unpredictable. We must find a way to free Gohan from this transformation. We can't let the shadow control his true power.
As the Saiyans faced Gohan Beast's fury, the shadow creature watched from the shadows, enjoying the chaos he had unleashed. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment, and the Saiyans' endurance was being tested in the face of Beast Gohan's uncontrollable fury. The battle raged on in a titanic struggle between light and darkness, with the hope of freeing Gohan from the influence of the shadow creature hanging in delicate balance. The Saiyans, determined to overcome this challenge, faced an enemy that had managed to unleash an even greater internal threat than before. While the intense battle raged on the battlefield, Piccolo, the Namekian sage, was immersed in his mental training somewhere secluded. His concentration was so deep that he could feel an abrupt shift in ki, a disturbance that reverberated through space and time. A shiver ran down his back, indicating the gravity of the situation.
Something's not right.
The Namekian instantly stood up, his cloak billowing as he focused on the direction of the glowing chaos. The power he felt was not just brute force. It was an amalgam of dark energies that seemed to defy the very essence of reality. Wasting no time, Piccolo prepared to approach this side of the conflict. Back on the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta fought valiantly against Dark Beast Gohan, who moved with uncontrollable ferocity under the influence of the shadow creature. The dark entity, sensing Piccolo's arrival, smirked.
Looks like we have a new guest. This just gets more interesting.
Goku and Vegeta focused on Gohan Beast, noticing Piccolo's presence as he appeared on the battlefield with a serenity that contrasted with the surrounding chaos.
What happened here? What have you done with Gohan? That shadow thing possessed Gohan and transformed it into a wild beast.
We can't free Gohan this way. The shadow creature manipulates his power in unimaginable ways.
Dark Beast Gohan, noticing Piccolo's arrival, turned to him with wild eyes. The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos, prepared for the next act of this heartbreaking play.
Welcome, Piccolo. You're just in time to witness the inevitable downfall of these Saiyans. Don't underestimate the Saiyans or my determination. I'm here to free Gohan.
The Namekian braced himself for the confrontation, deploying his ki with an intensity that made it clear he would not be a mere spectator in this battle. Dark Beast Gohan, fueled by the shadowy influence, roared and lunged towards Piccolo with a speed that defied all logic. The battle became even more chaotic with Piccolo's entrance. His movements were precise and calculated, contrasting with the wild ferocity of Dark Beast Gohan. Goku and Vegeta, aware of Piccolo's strategic skill, adjusted their approach to coordinate their attacks with the Namekian. Meanwhile, the shadow creature watched the battle with a Machiavellian smile, enjoying the confrontation between the forces of light and shadow. The dark entity was determined to prove that its influence was insurmountable. The fight unfolded in a whirlwind of colliding energies, with Piccolo demonstrating his tactical and strategic prowess. Dark Beast Gohan, however, remained a formidable challenge, his erratic movements and uncontrolled strength testing the tenacity of the warriors on the battlefield.
Goku, Vegeta, we need to plan to break the connection between Gohan and that shadow creature.
You're right, Piccolo. We need to attack from different fronts and destabilize that connection.
I'll take care of keeping Beast Gohan busy. Kakarot, you use the connection you have with your son to try to isolate the shadow creature.
Goku and Vegeta, coordinating their efforts with Piccolo's strategic expertise, went on the assault. Piccolo used his wisdom to be able to devise a way to get Dark Beast Gohan out of said possession, while Vegeta unleashed his fury with calculated attacks to keep the beast at bay. As the battle continued, the shadow creature began to feel the pressure of the combined strategy of the Saiyans and Piccolo. The connection between Gohan and the dark entity was under threat, and the shadow creature, despite its confidence, was beginning to show signs of concern. The battle was far from over, but the warriors' resilience was growing stronger in the face of the adversity that loomed over them. As Piccolo continued his mental struggle to free Gohan from the Shadow Creature's possession, his Namekian senses sharpened. Keen perception led him to identify a small shadow leech clinging to Dark Beast Gohan's lower neck, a detail that had not been evident in Broly's previous possession due to his long hair covering that region.
That's it. The key in this little shadow leech on his neck. We must eliminate it to free Gohan.
Piccolo's revelation attracted the attention of Vegeta and Goku on the physical battlefield. Vegeta, upon hearing this, turned his gaze to the back of Gohan Beast's dark neck and noticed the presence of the Shadow Leech.
A Shadow Leech? That explains why we couldn't free Broly this way.
How do we eliminate it without harming Gohan? As Piccolo struggled to maintain his mental connection, he analyzed this situation and came up with a strategy.
If we attack the Shadow Leech directly, we might harm Gohan in the process. We need a precise way to eliminate it without endangering his life.
So what's the plan, Piccolo?
Goku, you've mastered Ultra Instinct, but you can only maintain it for a few seconds. We need to take advantage of those brief moments to distract Dark Beast Gohan and allow you to get close enough to destroy the Shadow Leech.
Understood, Piccolo. I'll do my best.
But how do we make sure Beast Gohan doesn't attack while Kakarot's approaching? That's the tricky part. We need to keep Gohan busy and distracted. Vegeta, your attacks must be precise and constant, keeping his attention on you.
I will, but Kakarot, don't make me regret this.
The battle resumed with renowned intensity. Vegeta went on the offensive, attacking Gohan Dark Beast with a series of swift and powerful blows. Gohan responded with ferocity, but Vegeta maintained agile, dodging his attacks while keeping the savage Saiyan warrior's attention. At that moment, Goku concentrated, channeling Ultra Instinct. An aura of flickering energy surrounded him as he activated the powerful transformation. His speed increased exponentially, allowing him to easily dodge Dark Beast Gohan's attacks.
Now, Goku, now's your chance.
Goku in his Ultra Instinct state moved with superhuman speed towards Gohan's rear. The Shadow Creature, still focused on the fierce confrontation with Vegeta, did not notice Goku's approach. This is my chance to end this! With pinpoint accuracy, Goku reached out his hand and touched the small Shadow Leech on Gohan's neck. The leech, upon being touched by the Ultra Instinct energy, began to fade, emitting a dark screech before dissolving completely. Dark Beast Gohan, losing connection with the Shadow Leech, shook violently, as if releasing himself from a trance. Vegeta, noticing the change, cautiously stepped back as Goku returned to his normal state. What happened?
Kakarot seems to have found a way to free you from that thing.
It was risky, but it worked.
Well done, Goku, but don't let your guard down. This Shadow Creature might have more tricks up its sleeve.
The immediate threat had been neutralized. The Shadow Creature, watching from the shadows, moving away unnoticed by the Saiyan warriors, was not about to give up. So the Shadow Creature set out to return to its master. After the terrifying moment that the Z warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the Shadow Creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daishinkan discovered that Zeno-sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daishinkan, the High Priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daishinkan, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered.
Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain.
Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful.
My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-sama's own father.
The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mohito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-sama's father could have committed such an act?
That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger.
Arak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked,
"And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-sama?"
That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation.
Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The Hall of the Realm of Everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive.
Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded.
Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-sama. He announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room, creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement.
He informed the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake.
As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the Hall of the Realm of Everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the Hall of Everything, Daishinkan, the High Priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat.
Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world.
The expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishinkan continued with determination.
It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance.
Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand.
"How do you plan for us to move, Daishinkan? We each have responsibilities in our universes."
I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies.
Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishinkan. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse.
May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes.
With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quitella, Matanu and Geen, Whis and Beerus, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thoraxis Nocturne lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Owamo the Angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thoraxis Nocturne. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Owamo stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos. Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans. The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Owamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation. Ewin, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious. I know, Owamo, but we can't let him destroy Thoraxis Nocturne. We must give our best. The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Ewin tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force. Our conventional methods don't work. Ewin, we need to combine our forces. I agree, Owamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction. Owamo and Ewin merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Owamo and Ewin struggled to contain the darkness. The struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thoraxis Nocturne was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Owamo and Ewin unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thoraxis Nocturne. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet. It's time to show the true extent of our power, Owamo. The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Owamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance. Keep calm, Ewin. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness. Ewin nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The angel Owamo and the god of destruction Ewin soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Owamo channeled the energy of destruction while Ewin released violet flashes of destruction. Focus your energy, Owamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all. Owamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both angel and god turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Owamo and Ewin, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality. We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down. The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Owamo and Ewin. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thoraxis Nocturne. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Owamo and Ewin, the space around Thoraxis Nocturne was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thoraxis Nocturne was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Ewan, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker.
It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, angel and god of destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewan. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger.
Understood, Owamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thoraxis Nocturne.
The battle resumed with increased intensity. The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Owamo and Ewan responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Owamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewan, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her, her power increases. We can't go on like this.
We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Owamo?
Owamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Owamo and Ewan, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Owamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him. An idea began to form in his mind.
Ewan, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way.
Explain yourself, Owamo.
Owamo explained his plan to Ewan, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice. The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Owamo and Ewan were ready to respond differently.
Now, Ewan, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way.
Ewan nodded and channeled his energy to Owamo, who, in turn, merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them.
Do you think this tactic will change the outcome?
We'll see.
The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain.
The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity.
The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate.
What is this? My power should not be weakened.
We create an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb.
The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewan's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption.
It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely.
We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized.
The space battle continued, but this time Owamo and Ewan had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thoraxis Nocturne. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Iwan's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain its strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor.
My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails.
While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thoraxis Nocturne because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power.
Ha 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 ha! Thoraxis Nocturne, a feast of darkness awaits me!
With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Awamo and Iwan, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet. As the creature approached Thoraxis Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars.
Iwan, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her. Understood, Awamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity.
The shadow creature descended on Thoraxis Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thoraxis Nocturne.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now.
Awamo and Iwan, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thoraxis Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn.
We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible. Your previous strategy was effective, Awamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power.
Deep in the shadows of Thoraxis Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thoraxis Nocturne. Let's investigate.
The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure. I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on.
Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thoraxis Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thoraxis Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power.
The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thoraxis Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness.
It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thoraxis Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thoraxis Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much. I can't let that defeat us like this.
The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Owamo and Ewin, the angels charged with protecting Thoraxis Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield. The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness. The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature, his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
Ha 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 ha! More insignificant beings! His light will be devoured by my darkness! Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation.
Owamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with a unique combination of light and destruction.
The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thoraxis Nocturne from the darkness you represent.
The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thoraxis Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the dark aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed. In the dark skies of Thoraxis Nocturne, the stage was transformed into a cosmic battlefield, where divine light and malevolent darkness collided in an epic confrontation. Owamo and Ewin, the guardians of this planet, displayed their celestial power with a grace and precision that defied description. The glow of the purifying light emanating from Ewin and Owamo spread across the space, illuminating the shadows that the shadow creature was trying to grasp. Ewin and Owamo's every move was a ballet of divine energy, as they gracefully dodged the dark attacks encountered with unstoppable force. Owamo's wings shone with a resplendent light, like stars in the night, as he invoked the very essence of creation to repel the dark forces rising up against him. By his side, Ewin radiated an imposing presence, with his penetrating gaze fixed on the creature as it defying the darkness itself. The shadow creature, on the other hand, was fighting with an impressive ferocity, trying to resist the overwhelming power of Ewin and Owamo. Their dark attacks were launched like ravenous shadows, seeking to consume the divine light that surrounded them. However, every attack was countered by the impenetrable force of Ewin and Owamo, who remained firm in their purpose to protect the planet. The clash between light and darkness created a symphony of cosmic energy, with flashes of light and bursts of energy illuminating the firmament. The light will always prevail over the darkness. Your power is formidable, but it cannot resist the purity of creation.
You can't stop me. I'm the very embodiment of darkness.
Darkness can be powerful, but the real strength lies in balance, and we represent that balance. Ewin and Owamo continued to deploy their energy with amazing precision, creating light barriers that repelled the attacks of the shadow creature. Every movement of Ewin and Owamo was imbued with a divine elegance and grace, while the creature struggled with a desperate ferocity. Our mission is to protect the harmony of the universe, and that includes protecting this planet from your darkness.
You can't stop me. I'm inevitable.
The shadow creature launched waves of dark energy, but Ewin and Owamo easily repelled them, maintaining an opposing presence in the midst of battle. Every blow of Ewin and Owamo resonated with the force of creation, while the creatures struggled more and more desperately.
The darkness can be a challenge, but our determination's unwavering. We'll not let you destroy this planet.
Your power may be formidable, but it cannot equal the eternal light of the universe.
The battle continued with Ewin and Owamo and the shadow creature facing off in an epic clash between light and dark. In the midst of the struggle, Father Zeno silently watched from his kingdom, perceived the magnitude of the conflict. With an imperceptible gesture, he decided to intervene, taking Ewin and Owamo to a mental plane where they could confront the shadow creature in a terrain beyond the physical. In a flash of dazzling light, Owamo and Ewin were transported to an ethereal realm, where the laws of the universe twisted and blurred.
Where are we, Ewin?
We have entered the realm of the mind, a place where reality is molded according to the will of the observer. Here the real battle be fought in the deepest corners of our being.
While Owamo and Ewin were transported to a mental plane by Father Zeno, the shadow creature continued its fierce assault against the warriors of Thoraxis Nocturne. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and Cooler, the most powerful warriors on the planet, rose up against the darkness that threatened to consume their home. The shadow creature, imbued with a dark and malevolent aura, hovered over them with an overwhelming presence. He distorted his energy, enveloping everything around him, tearing reality itself apart, and threatening to plunge the planet into an abyss of chaos.
We won't let you destroy our home, shadow monster. We, the warriors of Thoraxis Nocturne, are not afraid of the dark.
We have faced much greater dangers than you, creature.
We will fight together to protect our world.
The shadow creature launched a powerful dark attack towards the warriors, but they responded with relentless ferocity. Turles, his eyes shining with determination, unleashed a shower of destructive energy, summoning the very essence of nature to channel it in a torrent of energetic attacks. Their powerful attacks cut through the darkness with devastating precision, creating dazzling explosions that lit up the planet's night sky. Bardock, with his fiery ki and indomitable spirit, channeled his energy into a powerful attack. His fists were burning with a searing intensity as he launched a concentrated burst of energy towards the shadow creature, challenging its strength with its own. Bardock's attack resonated with the determination of an invincible warrior, willing to give everything for the protection of his world. Raditz and Cooler, united in battle, joined in a coordinated assault on the shadow creature. With fluid and coordinated movements, they launched bursts of energy from different angles, creating a barrier of attacks that surrounded their enemy. The shadow creature struggled to defend itself against the combined onslaught of the two powerful warriors, but its resistance was challenged by the determination and skill of Raditz and Cooler. Meanwhile, Frieza, with his golden form glowing with a golden aura, was preparing to unleash his full power against the shadow creature. His eyes shone with a cold and calculated determination as he focused his energy on a devastating attack. With a graceful and precise movement, Frieza unleashed a burst of golden energy that swirled with unparalleled destructive power, threatening to envelop the shadow creature in a mantle of fire and destruction. The battle escalated as the warriors of Thoraxis Nocturne bravely faced the darkness that threatened their world. Every blow, every burst of energy echoed through space, creating a spectacle of destruction and determination. Meanwhile, on the mental plane, Owamo and Ewin were engaged in a metaphysical struggle against Father Zeno, an omnipotent entity whose presence radiated an aura of indescribable power. Ewin and Owamo, aware of the gravity of the situation, desperately sought the intervention of Father Zeno to counter the threat of the shadow creature. However, to their surprise, Father Zeno solemnly informed them that they could not intervene directly, since the balance of the universe had to be kept intact even in times of crisis. Owamo and Ewin, although unhappy with Father Zeno's decision, understood the importance of respecting the laws of the cosmos. With determination, they plunged even deeper into the metaphysical struggle, using all their ingenuity and power to find a solution to the crisis unfolding in Thoraxis Nocturne. As a confrontation on the mental plane reached its climax, Owamo and Ewin found themselves face to face with the imposing Father Zeno. His figure radiated an indisputable authority, but also an aura of mystery that aroused restlessness in the Ewin and Owamo. Awamo, with his usual serenity, broke the tense silence that filled the ethereal space. "Father Zeno," he began in a firm but respectful tone, "could it be you that... Were you the one who sent the shadow creatures to destroy the planets?" Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, nodded slowly. "I did it for the good of the universe," he replied calmly. Although his voice resonated with a power that shook Iwan and Awamo, sometimes drastic measures must be taken to preserve the cosmic balance. Iwan, with a flash of indignation in his eyes, could not contain himself anymore. "But that doesn't justify the chaos and destruction you've unleashed," he exclaimed, his voice echoing with unshakable determination. "There are other ways to restore balance without resorting to violence and darkness." Father Zeno observed the god of destruction and his angel with a penetrating gaze, as if he were evaluating their words and their posture. "Your compassion is admirable, but sometimes it's necessary to sacrifice a few pieces to save the entire board," he said in an enigmatic tone. Awamo and Iwan exchanged determined glances. Although they respected Father Zeno's authority, they knew that they had to follow their own principles and convictions. With courage, they prepared to challenge the omnipotent being in front of them, willing to fight for what they believed was right, even if it meant facing the divinity itself. The air on the mental plane was charged with tension, as Awamo and Iwan prepared to face Father Zeno. Their divine auras collided in a show of titanic forces, as Iwan and Awamo prepared to challenge the supreme being in front of them. Awamo, with his heavenly book in hand, looked at Father Zeno with determination. "Father Zeno, although we respect your authority, we cannot allow you to continue with this destruction," he stated firmly. "We'll fight for peace and balance in the universe, even if it means standing up to you." Father Zeno, with an impenetrable calm, nodded in recognition. "Your courage is admirable, but you will not be able to stop me," he replied calmly. "The fate of the universe is in my hands, and I'll do whatever it takes to preserve its balance." Without further words, the battle began with a burst of divine energy. Awamo unleashed his celestial power, summoning rays of light that he threw against Father Zeno, while Iwan threw waves of energy with determination. However, Father Zeno showed impressive resilience, deflecting every attack with surprising ease. The fight went on for what seemed like an eternity, with Iwan and Awamo and Father Zeno trading punches and counterpunches in a cosmic dance of power and skill. Every movement was imbued with a supernatural force, while the mental plane trembled under the intensity of his conflict. However, as time passed, Awamo and Iwan began to feel the weight of their opponent. Father Zeno's power was overwhelming, and every blow Iwan and Awamo received weakened them even more. Despite their bravery and determination, it seemed that they were fighting against an impossible-to-defeat force. Awamo, panting from the effort, looked at his companion with concern. "Iwan, we can't go on like this," he admitted sincerely. "Father Zeno's too powerful for us." Iwan, though exhausted, nodded determinedly. "I know, Awamo, but we can't give up," he replied firmly. "We must keep fighting, for Thoraxis Nocturne, and for all beings in the universe." With a final effort, Iwan and Awamo gathered their forces to launch a final attack against Father Zeno. However, the Supreme Being easily overcame them, deflecting his power with a contemptuous gesture. Father Zeno looked at Iwan and Awamo with a mixture of admiration and regret.
"They're brave, but their struggle has come to an end," he solemnly declared. "Accept your defeat and let fate take its course."
With a resigned sigh, Awamo and Iwan surrendered to Father Zeno's overwhelming strength. Although they had fought with all their heart and soul, they knew that they could not defeat the Supreme Being in front of them. Father Zeno, with a compassionate look, looked at them benevolently.
"Rest now, my brave creations,"
he said gently.
"His bravery will be remembered throughout the universe."
Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, extended his hand towards the exhausted Iwan and Awamo. In an instant, a powerful burst of cosmic energy emanated from his palm, enveloping Awamo and Iwan in a dazzling radiance. Iwan and Awamo screamed in agony as Father Zeno's energy enveloped them, feeling every fiber of their being torn apart under the relentless power of the Supreme Being. Their bodies, imbued with divine light, were slowly consumed in the maelstrom of energy, fading little by little into the ether of the cosmos. Awamo and Iwan fought with all their might to resist the cataclysm that engulfed them, but it was useless. the power of Father Zeno surpassed them in every respect, and they were soon reduced to mere shadows of their former glory. With the last gasp, Owamo and Ewin exploded, leaving body parts all over the mental space, dissipating into cosmic nothingness while their essence merged with the universe. At that precise moment, we return to the earthly plane, where the fierce battle between the most powerful warriors of Thoraxis Nocturne and the shadow creature was reaching its climax. Bursts of energy and thunderous crashes echoed in the air, while Bardock, in the middle of the combat, glimpsed Owamo and Ewin, who were lying unconscious on the ground, enveloped in a halo of divine light. Surprise and dismay were reflected on the faces of the warriors, who momentarily stopped their frantic struggle upon realizing the situation. Bardock, his eyes wide open, watched in horror as Ewin and Owamo's bodies began to shake, emanating flashes of energy that increased in intensity with each passing second. A tense silence enveloped the battlefield as everyone watched the scene in disbelief. Suddenly, a heart-rending explosion echoed in the air, making the earth and sky tremble. Bardock and the other warriors were thrown back by the force of the explosion, protecting themselves as best as they could from the shockwave that was spreading around them. When the afterglow of the explosion faded, what was left was a smoking crater where Owamo and Ewin once stood. The warriors slowly stood up, stunned by what they had just witnessed, as the shadow creature, now shrouded in an even denser darkness, prepared to lash out again before the protecting warriors of Thoraxis Nocturne. Bardock clenched his fist determinedly, feeling a mixture of sadness and fury burn inside him. He knew that they must continue the fight, not only for the honor of their planet, but also in memory of the brave fallen Guardians. With a war cry, the warriors rushed into combat again, determined to avenge the loss of their comrades and protect their home from the darkness that threatened to consume it. After the devastating explosion that killed Owamo and Ewin, the warriors of Thoraxis Nocturne gathered in a circle, still stunned by what had happened. Bardock, with a gloomy look, broke the silence with a grave tone.
Damn it! What the hell just happened?
Turles, frowning, shook his head in disbelief.
I don't know, but we can't let this sacrifice be in vain. We need to get this thing over with once and for all.
Raditz, with his fist clenched, furiously nodded determinedly.
You're right! Owamo and Ewin gave their lives to protect this planet. We cannot disappoint his sacrifice.
Frieza, with his usual impassive expression, spoke in a cold and calculated tone.
The death of Ewin and Owamo should not be in vain. We must unite and concentrate our efforts on defeating that shadow creature.
Cooler, with a serious look, added determinedly,
We are facing an unprecedented threat, but if we fight together, we can overcome it. Let's do it for the honor of Thoraxis Nocturne, for the legacy of our brave comrades.
Bardock nodded solemnly, his jaw tense with determination.
So, are we in agreement? We'll fight together until the end and avenge our fallen.
The warriors nodded in agreement, sharing a look of determination and unity. With their hearts filled with determination, they prepared to face once again the darkness that threatened their home. As the warriors prepared to face the shadow creature again, a fierce determination burned in their hearts. Turles, feeling the energy of the battle, was the first to unleash his power.
It's time to show them our true power!
With a powerful scream, Turles wrapped himself in an aura of energy. Her dark hair turned golden and her eyes shone with a dazzling intensity. The energy of the Super Saiyan emanated from his being, infusing strength and determination into his entire being. Raditz, inspired by Turtle's example, followed suit.
It's my turn!
With a burst of energy, Raditz's dark hair bristled, turning golden just like his brother's. His ki increased dramatically, emanating a commanding presence that filled the battlefield. Seeing the transformation of his comrades, Bardock also joined the fray.
I can't stay behind!
With a battle cry, Bardock unleashed all his power. His fiery aura enveloped him in a higher golden glow. His energy increased to astronomical levels, propelling him towards a higher form of his race. Frieza, observing the transformation of the Saiyans, did not want to be left behind.
The time has come to show my true strength.
With a burst of energy, Frieza transformed into his golden form of maximum power similar to 100% full power. His body radiating a golden glow. His power multiplied several times, turning him into an unstoppable force that rivaled the sunlight itself. Cooler, feeling the energy surrounding him, decided to join the fight with all his might.
It's time to unleash my true potential.
With a flash of energy, Cooler transformed into his metallic form, his body glowing with a metallic luster. His stamina and power increased exponentially, making him an invincible force that would defy even the gods. With their transformations complete, the warriors of Thoraxis Nocturne once again faced the shadow creature with renewed determination and a power that eclipsed any darkness. In the skies of Thoraxis Nocturne, the battle continued as the transformed warriors faced off against the shadow creature, a being whose dark power threatened to devour everything in its path. With each of the warriors unleashing their full potential, the cosmos trembled under the force of their epic showdown. The golden aura of Turles, Raditz, and Bardock, combined with the imposing presence of Frieza and Cooler in their transformed forms, formed a dazzling spectacle in the night sky. Energy flickered around them, lighting up the darkness with golden and silver flashes as they prepared for the final showdown. The shadow creature, sensing his power of his adversaries, emanated a rumbling roar that echoed through the planet. His dark form seemed to twist and distort as he prepared for the final assault.
It's time to end this once and for all!
With a battle cry, Turles lunged forward. His speed increased by his Super Saiyan form. The shadow creature responded with an onslaught of dark energy, but Turles nimbly dodged it, moving with astonishing speed across the battlefield. Raditz and Bardock followed Turles' lead, attacking with relentless ferocity. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature's attacks were swift and fierce, but the Saiyans deftly dodged them, responding with even more powerful blows.
Father, let's keep the pressure on this thing. We can't let it destroy our home.
I know. We're not going to allow this monster to destroy Thoraxis Nocturne. Our power is more than enough to end it.
That's right. You taught us to fight with courage and determination. We'll not back down before this creature is destroyed.
Take this!
The shadow creature dodged Bardock's attack with agility, launching its counterattack with its sharp claws.
Careful, Father.
Don't worry about me. I'm more than ready for this.
And take this too.
Raditz's attacks hit the shadow creature hard, but it quickly recovered and counterattacked with a surge of dark energy.
Damn, this thing's tougher than I thought.
We can't give up now. Our planet depends on us.
You're right. Let's show you what we're capable of.
The two Saiyans launched into the air attack once more with renewed determination. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature, although resistant, was overcome by the ferocity of the Saiyans. Turles, with his golden hair flowing behind him, launched a quick series of precise punches, each one carrying with it the power of his transformation into Super Saiyan. His movements were fluid and graceful, as if he were dancing around his enemy, dodging every attack with impressive agility.
There's no escape for you, monster! Your darkness can't compete with the power of the Super Saiyan!
With a battle cry, Turles lashed out at the shadow creature, striking with overwhelming force. Every blow resounded in the air, shaking the battlefield with its power. The shadow creature was fighting desperately, but its attacks seemed weak compared to Turles' ferocity. Meanwhile, Raditz and Bardock were continuing their assault on the shadow creature. Their attacks were coordinated and precise, each complementing the other in a deadly dance of destruction. The shadow creature found itself increasingly cornered, unable to cope with the combined might of the Saiyans.
Come on, Father. We know we can stop this thing.
I know, Raditz. Let's keep pushing until there's nothing left of this creature.
With renewed determination, the two Saiyans redoubled their efforts, launching a series of devastating attacks against the shadow creature. Each blow echoed in the air, carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. Frieza and Cooler were watching the battle intently from a distance, their cold gazes evaluating every move of the Saiyans and the shadow creature. As the fight intensified, they noticed with increasing concern how the shadow creature began to gain more strength, releasing a dark energy that threatened to destabilize this situation.
It seems that the things are getting more complicated than I expected.
Yes, the shadow creature seems to be gaining ground. If we don't intervene soon, we could face an even more dangerous situation.
With a cold determination, Frieza and Cooler exchanged a glance before heading towards the battlefield. His presence made itself felt immediately. His overbearing aura flooded the area as they prepared to face the shadow creature.
Looks like we need to intervene before things get out of control.
I agree. We cannot allow this shadow creature to wreak more havoc on our planet. With surprising speed, Frieza and Cooler launched into action, deploying all the power in an effort to contain the shadow creature. His attacks were precise and devastating, each blow carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home. However, the shadow creature was not going to be easily defeated. With a thunderous scream, he split into 4 separate beings, each one darker and more malevolent than the last. The earth trembled under their weight as they advanced towards the warriors, ready to unleash their fury on them.
It seems that this creature has more tricks up its sleeve than we thought.
It doesn't matter. We have our own tricks.
Well, guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now, without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.